and Caulifla jumps in, hitting it with a front kick to the gut, then takes a step back and starts bobbing up and down like she was Muhammad Ali. I mean, look at that stance, absolutely textbook. Then she hits Goku with the meanest left uppercut I've ever seen. So we start off with Goku getting jumped by these two goons, Kale and Caulifla, and this is a rare occurrence because unlike JJK, the characters in Dragon Ball usually respect the fate of the 1v1, and you could even go as far to say that they got pure love for the game, simply fighting for the thrill of it. But they charge in and just straight up start tag teaming Goku while simultaneously glazing each other every time they land a shot on him. Oh, you go girl, you really showed him. OMG, no, that was all you, sis. They were sounding like Draymond Green anytime he talks about LeBron on his podcast, because that man is a D1 rider. He thinks glazing LeBron finna get him inducted into the Hall of Fame, but that's just not the case. He been dropping triple singles for the majority of his career. Without Curry, he probably would have been serving me fries at my local McDonald's. But we cut to Kale and Goku throwing hands with each other and peep the high IQ plays from Kale and Caulifla. She grabs Goku by his collar so that he would be blinded to Caulifla's ki blast, then flips around Goku to kick him into her attack. They were really moving like Shaq and Kobe out there. Threw Caulifla the lob and she dunked that bitch all over Goku. But to no surprise, that didn't do anything other than tickle this man. He was really over here smiling, talking about some, geez Louise guys, that kind of stung. And that pissed the girls off, causing them to charge at him again. But this time he blocks both of them without even trying. Brody didn't even have enough respect to look at them. And they continued to charge towards him, but he was fending them off no problem. His defense was so clean, Master Roshi was questioning if he had tapped into Ultra Instinct again. But Whis was like, nah, he just nice with it. Like, bro, this is why Goku is the GOAT. He was smurfing so hard out there, they thought he was hacking, and I don't blame them. He was moving clean out there. But they butt punched Goku, pushing him back, and they tried booming him with these ki blasts, and bro simply just blocked it with his aura. And this is something me and Goku have in common, because I got so much aura, every time I get close to a girl, they start running away from me. I don't know. I guess you could say that ladies can't control themselves around me. Then Goku came out the smoke straight flexing on Kale and Caulifla, and they went from glazing each other to glazing Goku. Had both their jaws drop eating for Super Saiyan 3, especially Caulifla. Shawty was really trying to hit the Super Saiyan speedrun world record, but that ain't how it worked, cause unlike Caulifla, Goku's put in the long hard hours of training to achieve this. And Goku powers back down to Super Saiyan 2 because his stamina bar was blinking red with that Gatorade icon like it was NBA 2K. But Kale saw this and knew this was their only chance to take Goku out of the tournament. So she powers up into her female Broly transformation, and my God, do I feel bad for the guy that goes to prom with her, cause he finna be walking out the bedroom like this. But the issue with the form is that it enables friendly fire, because if you go back to the last time she did this, she was attacking everything that got on her way, running off pure ignorance. Like they really had to get this man Jiren to neutralize her before she took everyone else out.
Who the f is this nigga, bro?
And thanks to some sisterly love, Caulifla got her feral ass to calm down, and she was even able to control her power, which of course had Goku's crazy ass excited, because you know for a fact this man does not care if his universe gets erased. He's just here to simply throw hands, and that was exactly what he was about to get, because the girls hit him with the 1-2 Mayweather combo, then start spamming these flash ups so that they could get a free lick in, sending him into the wall. And Kale really said, but I'm not done yet, shooting out these ki blasts to apply pressure. But Goku jumps out the smoke, evading her attack just for him to be met with Caulifla, and he wasn't trying to deal with her annoying ass, so he hits her with a flashbang, discombobulating her and causing Caulifla to smash into the wall. And I know for a fact she finna have permanent brain damage after that one. I mean, look at the way she was clutching her head. Shawty was already crazy, but now she might be psychotic after losing her last 3 remaining brain cells. And Kale was mad that Goku used a cheap tactic to get her sister to run into the wall, so she immediately presses him, smashing Goku through this rock with her default Broly animations. But bro, how are you gonna be mad that Goku is using his battle IQ to gain an advantage in the fight when y'all are literally jumping him? What is he supposed to do? Sit there and get the absolute crap beat out of him? That's like a guy robbing a bank at gunpoint, then getting upset that the cops are calling him. What did you expect?
Bro, what's wrong with him? Something wrong with this nigga, bro.
Now, before Kale could knock Goku off the platform, he creates a ki blast with his foot and pushes her back with it, and Caulifla dashes in to reflect it before it was too late. And by this point, things were looking up for Goku, regardless of the fact that he was getting jumped. So he powers up to commence round 3 of their fight, and the girls do the same. But for some odd reason, they decide to hold hands with each other while doing so. Like, I'm not exactly sure what this was supposed to do, but I don't mess with that Alabama crap, so y'all can keep that to yourselves. As they charge into a head-on clash with Goku, which ended in a stalemate, so they all got pushed back, and Goku shoots these ki blasts at them, but but they easily get out the way and start setting up their team combos again. Caulifla creates a smoke screen to blind Goku, and we see him locked in closing his eyes. And I swear, every time you see a character do this in any form of media, they start moving like Mr. Miyagi from the Karate Kid, just straight hands. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case here. Goku's dumbass knew Kale was behind him, but still gets caught in a trap. Like, this is the first time I've ever seen this technique fail. And Caulifla jumps in, hitting it with a front kick to the gut, then takes a step back and starts bobbing up and down like she was Muhammad Ali. I mean, look at that stance, absolutely textbook. Then she hits Goku with the meanest left uppercut I've ever seen, which had him gasping for air like a fish out of water. And she continues to relentlessly attack him, trying to beat the sonic rings out of this man. And when I was watching this, I was like,
he's already dead.
but I spoke too soon, cause Goku weaves Caulifla's leg kick, causing her to look in the completely wrong direction, while he flips Kale over and hits her with a WWE takedown. And he puts his two fingers up to his head to use instant transmission, but Caulifla had already downloaded the data. She knew he was trying to pull some tomfoolery out there, so she pre-fired the spot Goku was gonna TP2 like it was a Rainbow Six Siege match and catches him with it. Like, that play right there would have easily won clip of the day on Jinxie's stream, no doubt. And Goku was fed up after getting outplayed by Caulifla, so Brody powers up to a Super Saiyan God to become jump resistant. But I gotta say, this is probably Goku's cleanest form, excluding Ultra Instinct, of course. I mean, just look at the aura, the swagger, the color of his hair. He got a whole lot of red going on with it. No pun intended. Because he gets in his battle stance facing off with the girls, then all of a sudden, he turns his hand into a finger gun and starts upping the blick at them. Like he done turned the Tournament of Power into the Tournament of Atlanta with the way he was moving devious out there. Now they immediately get to squabbling, but now that Goku powered up, he was really starting to cook them, fighting him off 1v2 with ease. And Goku dodges his punch by Caulifla, leaving her body wide open, which Goku took advantage of and proceeded to hit her with this uppercut so hard it lifted her off her feet, damn near rearranging her guts. Whoa, 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 whoa. Y'all know what I meant by that. But anyways, they were getting cooked so hard, they just said, F it. Let's blast him from both sides and hope it works, which obviously didn't end up working out as Goku shot out 2 key blasts of his own. And Caulifla hit the dash trying to flee the scene. But this is where Goku activated his Hall of Fame chase down badge like he was LeBron, because he starts key bending his blast like he was Yamcha and eventually catches her with it, completely immobilizing her. And bro, all I gotta say is y'all are sorry as hell, because how do you lose in a 2v1? Even if your universe ends up winning and doesn't get a race, y'all finna be exiled anyway for this disgraceful performance, so do us all a favor and hang up your jerseys. But Goku walks up to the top of this rock and looks down at them one final time just to let them know, y'all sorry as hell. You can take your Alabama asses to the stands, shooting out a Kamehameha wave to knock him out the tournament. Nah, if only it was that easy, because everyone thought that Goku had clutched up the 1v2 and were hyped as hell, except Universe 6 had one final trick up their sleeves. As we see a glimmer of light from the rock Kale and Caulifla are on, someone dashes back onto the platform past Goku, and it was none other than Cactus Jack himself. Nah, I'm just playing. It was just Kefla, which if it wasn't obvious is the fusion between Kale and Caulifla. And hot take, I would put her over Vegito in terms of my favorite fusions. Yeah, boo me all you want. I said what I said. But I say this because not only does she have a really cool design, she's the only female fusion in the entire series. So it's way easier for her to stand out and be unique. And she immediately gets to work hitting this man Goku with the right hand of God. And the punch was so clean, the cameraman started glazing Kefla, stopping the frame to show us every angle as she sends him crashing into the wall. Then Kefla just straight up starts bullying this man. Gut checks him with her right, down slams him into the ground, and lands this Shawn O'Malley knee straight to Goku's jaw. Then for the cherry on top, Kefla puts him into the spin cycle and yeets this man half across the map, which mind you, she's doing all of this in her base form. This was just her warm-up. My man Goku is cooked. And after the dust clears, we see that he finally powered up the Super Saiyan Blue. And bravo, it only took him 2.5 episodes to do so. Now I'm starting to see why people call Dragon Ball Super Goku stupid, because this man could have avoided 70% of his problems during this fight if he had just went all out at the beginning. Because even though he turned Super Saiyan Blue, Kefla was still able to keep up, going toe-to-toe with Goku. And she throws his key blast at him, forcing Goku to use Kaioken to deflect it. And like the zoning spammer she is, Kefla tries that weak again, but this time he counters with a Kamehameha. Except she used this as an opportunity to sneak up behind Goku and boomed him with his leg kick, almost snapping his neck, effectively putting him out the fight. But Goku eventually gets up, and you could tell that kick had the same effect that D-Rose's ACL injury had, because this man had nothing left in him to box. And before I could even shed a tear for a real one, we get this. Yeah, my boy on the brink of elimination and with a little bit of plot armor turned into the Weave Nation's #1 draft pick, the Phantom of Universe 7, the greatest fighter to grace the—
Get off that nigga dick, bro. What is you doing? What? No.
I got a little carried away, but if you couldn't tell, this is my favorite form that Goku has, because not only is the concept of having a tranquil mind and your body moving on your own cool, I just love the fact that Goku's in his base form while in this state. Incredible. But now these two meatheads are going band for band trying to see who can power up more, and everybody saw what they were doing to watch their fight, understandably so, and Kefla kicks things off by charging it with a ki blast, but Goku sidesteps her, causing her to miss completely, and he had her over here balancing over the edge like a character in Super Smash Bros. Then she turns around talking about some, I missed that shot on purpose, I'ma get you with the next one. Yeah, everyone watching this most definitely believes you.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
And Kefla takes another swing at Goku just for him to duck down in the most elegant way I've ever seen while simultaneously posing for the flick, and he left her looking in the complete other direction. Then my man Goku turned into Michael Jackson himself and started moonwalking, weaving every punch and kick Kefla was throwing at him. Like Brody wasn't even trying, just look at his face. He wasn't taking her serious at all. He had Kefla out there just doing straight cardio, and she realized that she wasn't gonna land a single punch on this man, so she resorted back to her spamming ways. But peep the stance that Goku was in. He was holding it 10 toes down, ready for anything, as he weaved every single ki blast that was thrown at him, fading away off the platform like he was Michael Jordan. And now Kefla was chasing him down like LeBron James in the 2016 finals when he blocked Iguodala, because she thought she had him for sure this time since Goku had nowhere to go. But he plants his feet into the wall, hitting the Dio pose, successfully avoiding her attack as they both come face to face with each other. And Kefla was absolutely flabbergasted, thinking to herself,
damn, he really about to rock my shit.
Now at this point, Kefla was getting downright embarrassed by Goku, just absolutely cooked. She stood no chance. But the thing is that she's like that one friend who's absolute garbage at every game you and your friends play, and somehow is also the same person who talks the most amount of trash. She was over here straight yapping at Goku regardless of the fact that she was getting cooked, and he was too busy keeping up his mewing streak to respond to her. So instead, he responded by speed blitzing her, hitting her with a Popeye's 4x4 combo into the ground, then follows up with his left, which gets blocked by Kefla. But Goku uses his elite movement to flip around her and kick her from behind, topping it off with this long-range shockwave. But she was able to easily recover since Goku's attacks weren't doing a lot of damage due to him not having a full grasp of Ultra Instinct yet. So even though Goku was undoubtedly no match for Kefla, if he didn't win the fight with his next attack, then he would be knocked out the tournament, leaving the fate of Universe 7 in Vegeta's hands. And if that's the case, then Universe 7 is doomed. Because when's the last time Vegeta beat a main villain in this series? Never. He's cooked. But to keep that horrible reality from happening, my Goku locks in as Kefla powers up, shooting these lasers out in all directions from her body as a last stand. And Goku was barely dodging them. Brody flips up onto this wall to start charging a Kamehameha while simultaneously weaving all of her attacks while doing so, jumping from platform to platform until he eventually jumps straight for Kefla. And she once again sees that Goku is in midair with nowhere to go, so she condenses her energy into her hands, firing off a blast straight at him. But she didn't learn from the first time she tried this, because this man Goku slide cancel in midair to dodge her blast. Like, bro, I ain't never seen movement this clean. Got me shedding a tear. And Kefla was absolutely dumbfounded by this. Like, she really had that I can't believe this is happening right now ass face as he booms Kefla with his Kamehameha straight to her dome, and it was so clean they replayed it 3 different times. The cameraman was straight glazing.
As the strongest curse, Jogo, fought the fraud, the king of curses, he began to open his domain. Sukuna shrunk back in fear. Then Jogo said,
"Stand proud, Sukuna. You are strong."
Now, you're probably wondering what in the world did I just watch? Well, that was Lobotomy Kaisen. Now, if you don't know what Lobotomy Kaisen is, don't worry, my friend, because we're gonna go all the way back to where it first started. Nah, I'd win. Gojo says this in chapter 221, volume 25 of the Jujutsu Kaisen manga. So I'm warning you now, if you don't want to be spoiled, click off the video. But this is where Lobotomy Kaisen truly started, because people have memed this panel to death. First it started with Jogo, then it went to Miwa, Peter Griffin, the Finger Bearer, Shanks from One Piece, to Gojo as Walter White, all the way to Rosa Parks.
Him or you?
If he got racist, he might cause me a little trouble.
But would you lose?
Nah, I'd win.
Bro, like what? And the worst thing is that if you have TikTok, you cannot escape these memes because Lobotomy Kaisen transcends just the regular JJK community and has spilled into every type of media out there. Like I remember I was scrolling on TikTok one day and then I see this homeless motherfucker opening up a domain expansion. Bro had the JJK community power scaling him, trying to see if he was stronger than Jogo or Todo when he got a fresh fade. Now don't think I'm leaving out the anime because for the people who are only watching it, they have plenty of memes for themselves. So I'm sure you guys have all heard of this if you've watched the anime, but the JJK community took it upon themselves to make their own version of the opening, and it's just absolute brain rot. As you can see, there's a bunch of memes and characters from other animes, and I'm sure there's a lot more I'm missing because I've watched this a few times, and during every rewatch, I find something new. Like, I don't know, man. This community has just gone off the rails. But besides that, people were making memes about Choso and this K having a mental breakdown, which I actually found pretty funny since everything else so far has just absolutely fried my brain cells. Now back to the manga, because when Gojo died in battle against Sukuna, people started calling him Fraud Kuna and a 10 Shadows merchant because the Gojo Glazers were mad that Sukuna had Mahoraga backing him up. But motherfuckers forgot it was Jump Kaisen out here. I mean, what did y'all expect? When has anyone in this series respected the ones? That wasn't even the worst of it though, because God forbid the manga goes on break, because when it does, all hell just breaks loose. Not even a day after the manga goes on break, I come across this abomination.
After Stand Proud opened up his domain, he said, you are strong because you are, I am you. Or are you the one who left it all behind? And his overwhelming intensity, because with this treasure I summon, the Fingerer simply answered, nah, I would win.
After I saw this, Lobotomy Kaisen officially broke me, because this schizophrenic community just keeps making even more cursed edits and photos, and I just can't handle it anymore. But it's just impossible to avoid it. It's just gotten too big, and I'm too far down the rabbit hole to not involve myself now. Although there has been some great things, like the fans have made animations of the fight between Sukuna and Gojo, which I love, and I can't wait to see it actually animated in the year 2030. Like, I'm finna have a wife and kids by the time this shit comes out. Okay, so I was actually gonna end it here, but once again, I was scrolling and I came across this. Now, before I play it, I warn you, you may lose your sanity. Enjoy.
Those who inherited the curse of the Disney family, the mouse who couldn't fully leave behind that curse, they would all bear witness to the bare flesh of the mouse who is free, to the mouse who left it all behind, and his overwhelming intensity.
Domain expansion! Malevolent steamboat!
Then Brody proceeds to grab him and hits Goku with the Falcon Punch! So we start off with these two dudes, Goku and Jiren, staring each other down like McGregor and Khabib, and we cut to Goku tweaking out for no reason, yelling in Jiren's face. Like, bro, it's not that serious. You're fighting Mr. Clean. I wouldn't be scared. Then all of a sudden, Goku explodes, initiating the fight as they both come out the smoke, simply throwing hands with each other. And before they could even continue their fate, this man Vegeta cockblocks Goku and charges straight for Jiren. He did not care about respecting the fate of the 1v1. He wanted to kill for himself. Absolutely shameless. And he was hitting Jiren with a full combo like it was one of those Batman games, but he was eating his attacks like it was a 5-star gourmet meal, hands down on everything. And now that I think about it, why is Vegeta only attacking his body when his head is wide open? Because realistically, Vegeta's trash ass is not winning in a fair 1v1. His only chance at winning would be to give this man as much brain damage as possible. And Jiren had enough, so he hit him with a knee to the gut, then comboed it with an elbow to his neck, knocking him away. Then before he could send this man Vegeta to the Shadow Realm, Goku saves him, kicking Jiren away. But bro, how are you gonna steal Goku's turn and start yapping about some, I'm the one that's gonna defeat you and obtain the Super Dragon Balls, then end up looking like this? Now Goku charges at Jiren with his default Fortnite running animation, and he just starts spamming his square button like there was no tomorrow. Then in classic anime fashion, we got Vegeta over here observing the attack, acting like he figures something out. Like, bro, you are not the thinker. I know damn well there is not a single thought behind those eyes. And while they were throwing hands with each other, he sneaks up from behind just to get no-scope by my man Jiren. Weaves Goku's punch, which by the way is the sorriest attempt at an uppercut I've ever seen, as he counters with a front kick. And this man Vegeta was moving like Ben Simmons, straight trash, because he charges back in, completely missing Jiren, and he grabs his ankle, pulling him back in so that he could put this man into the spin cycle, then yeets him away, effectively turning this man into a Beyblade. But Vegeta recovers, and I gotta give credit where it's due, because that landing was clean as hell, I'm not gonna lie. Don't get it twisted though, we not even 4 minutes into this video and Vegeta is already in crippling aura debt. By the end of it, he finna have to file for aura bankruptcy.
Just give me my money. Ooh.
Where is the Manyan? You're getting your Manyan.
But anyways, Vegeta charges back in, and I was waiting for him to get absolutely clobbered. But I guess bro was actually paying attention, because when Jiren started spamming that square button again, Vegeta pressed O on his controller and started hitting the Sonic Sway like it was sparking zero. Then he lands his left uppercut to Jiren's body, and look at the shock on his face. He couldn't believe his eyes, and I couldn't either, because this man ain't catch a dub since 1989. I'm sick. And Vegeta was actually starting to cook up, forcing Jiren to go on the defensive. Had everybody watching absolutely glazing this man, talking about some, oh nah, is Twin using Ultra Instinct? Like, alright bro, he dodged one attack. We can't just be throwing that title around all willy-nilly. I can dunk a basketball. Does that mean I'm LeBron James? I didn't think so. But to be fair, no one could compare to my glorious king. But this is where Vegeta starts getting a little too confident. He lands his front kick straight to Jiren's gut and starts talking trash, calling him overrated like a 5-star high school basketball player. And if you've ever watched a Ball is Life video, that usually never works out, because Jiren shut him up real quick, hitting him with his left, causing Vegeta to hit 10 backflips for no reason. Like, dudes will really do anything to impress the hoes when they're watching. And he proceeds to hit a fadeaway while firing off a Gala gun, but Jiren reflects it without even breaking a sweat, putting this man in one of the nastiest combos I've ever seen. Which, if that wasn't enough, he really had to top it off with a ki blast that was headed straight for elimination. And before we continue, we gotta rewind that entire sequence to talk about how heavy-handed this dude Jiren is, because throughout the entire arc, when he would hit someone, you could really feel the impact of every attack. You would have thought they were getting hit by a truck. I mean, he hit Vegeta with one punch and he spun around like a goddamn tissue. But eventually Vegeta was able to slip away from his attack, looking like your average hobo on the streets. Then Jiren starts hitting this man with the hard cold facts.
You are a worthless ass nigga. Your life literally is as valuable as a summer ant. I'm just gonna stump you. You're gonna keep coming back. I'm gonna seal up all my cracks. You're gonna keep coming back. Why? Because you keep smelling the syrup, you worthless ass nigga.
And of course, he had to rebuttal with his own monologue, hitting the classic, "This is a Saiyan's pride. I, the Prince of all Saiyans, will defeat you." And I'ma stop him right there, because he failed to mention the fact that he's the Prince of all 4 Saiyans. And he's not even the strongest one. Like, what are you trying to flex? Then after he was done with his generational yap session, Vegeta charges up a final flash to try and eviscerate this man Jiren. And his bald ass wasn't gonna budge. He was gonna take his attack head on no matter what, as he fires it straight at him, getting a direct hit. And this dude Vegeta almost killed everyone in the stands. Like, I know for a fact Krillin was over here stressing like this.
Please! No!
Now we cut to the dust clearing up, and we see Jiren just laying there knocked out in this ditch, which I was surprised, because usually the main antagonist, after getting hit with something like that, would just be standing there ready to break the main character's will. But bro, look at how proud my man Vegeta is, laughing at the top of his lungs and everything. You would have thought I made a joke about KSI's music, but nah, he was doing all of this when Jiren literally let him land his attack. And he wasn't laughing for long, because he looks down to see that Jiren was no longer in the ditch, then realizes that he was right in front of him, up in the blick. Brody could probably hear Death's whistle with the way Jiren was staring at this man. He wasn't gonna let that disrespect slide. But this dude Jiren is straight up sadistic. He started torturing Vegeta, putting my boy in excruciating pain, then proceeded to blow him up. And this is when I was convinced that Toriyama hates Vegeta, because he really gave him that Yamcha treatment, laying down in this crater knocked out after getting absolutely cooked.
Damn, you suck! You suck! Damn! Oh my gosh!
So now that Vegeta was down for the count, Goku and Jiren finally got the chance to run their fade, which you know was about to be heat, because they're both like 2 combat sport champions who are in 2 completely different weight classes fighting at a catch weight, which Goku starts off by spamming instant transmission to close the distance while simultaneously dropping these energy mines on Jiren, since he didn't want to enter hand-to-hand combat with them. And I don't blame him. This man was still winning regardless of everything they've thrown at him. And eventually Goku hops up onto this rock to lure in Jiren as he takes a step forward, triggering all the landmines to go off. Like, this man Goku really turned the battlefield into Vietnam using these advanced strats. But to no surprise, that weak did not work on Jiren. He simply just jumped up 50 feet into the air, which mind you, this man is 6'5". Get his ass signed to an NBA roster immediately. And Goku spams the destructive disc right at Jiren, which did absolutely nothing. He just punched through all of them, grabbing the last one and chucking it back at Goku like it was a game of hot potato. Then charges in to start slowly pushing Goku back towards the edge. And he tries hitting Jiren with a leg sweep, but he was able to dodge it no problem as he dashes back in, weaving Goku's punch. Then Brody proceeds to grab him and hits Goku with the Falcon Punch, leaving this man gasping for air. And I know for a fact that punch left his chest looking like this. But ladies and gentlemen, sometimes the best move on the chessboard is to sit back and observe, because the whole time Goku was baiting him in to slice the part of the platform Jiren was standing on, teleporting above him and hitting Jiren with a down slam straight into the void. Brody had Universe 11 over here watching like,
You swear to God, put that on Mother Say, put that on Allah. Say wallahi, bro. Say wallahi.
Hey, but let's be real though, Jiren was not gonna go out sorry like that. So he pulls back up to the platform like he was General Zod, and when I saw this, I knew my mans was cooking up something devious because he was slowly walking towards Goku while all the landmines that he placed earlier were going off, and I could have sworn Michael Bay was out there capturing every moment. Then Jiren just starts straight up cooking my man Goku with no regard for human life. Like Brody really grabbed him by the ankle and slammed him into the ground like he was the Hulk. And look at the way he was waiting for Goku to bounce back up. Just straight killer instinct, staring at him like it was Game 6 LeBron. Charges up his punch like this and tries sending Goku to the afterlife. But thankfully he was able to slip out the way before waking up to a Juice WRLD concert. And this went on for a while until eventually Goku powered back down to his base form ready to give up. But this was where Vegeta spun back the block talking about some Kakarot, let's jump his ass. Goku heard that and the last 10 minutes of his fight with Jiren flashed before his eyes and he knew what had to be done. So they both immediately get to powering up and we see Goku over here busting out the Kaioken while Vegeta was over here going Super Saiyan bluer? God bless Akira Toriyama's soul. But how the hell do we let him get away with giving Vegeta a darker shade of blue as a transformation? This was straight trash. I don't know why Vegeta was feeling himself. Like, bro, you getting folded into an omelet either way.
Just got faded. Ahaha.
But now they get to jumping Jiren, forcing him onto the defensive as they were relentlessly barraging this man with a flurry of attacks. Except you gotta remember, this man Jiren is a Dark Souls final boss, so he was easily able to fend them off. But Goku and Vegeta weren't gonna let this man breathe for a second because they charged right back in using the same strat they used last time, which I'm gonna call the Elite Barbarians push, considering all four of them have one thing in common. They all share the same brain cell, just pure ignorance. And they were giving Jiren the 4x4 Wendy's combo as they were slowly pushing him back. Then they both jumped backwards, hitting their signature move to try and finish off Jiren, leaving him under a mountain of rubble. But bro, this man busts out the rubble like he was in a goddamn TikTok edit. Like, I don't know who told him he was tough like that, but they were not lying. I do not care if you call me a glazer. I'm doing tricks on it. No diddy. But am I tripping or do y'all hear that? If y'all have been watching me for a while now, then you've probably seen my first video covering this fight. And last time we left off, these three were having one of the coldest face-offs, unleashing 120% of their potential. And this gotta be one of the biggest grudge matches in modern day anime, because these two dudes, Mahito and Yuji, are the definition of it's on site. I haven't seen a rivalry this great since LeBron and Curry. Got me shedding a tear.
This shit means something to me, man.
And to start things off, Todo uses Boogie Woogie to get a hold of Mahito so Yuji can get free licks on him. But this man spins his head around and severs it from his body, which gets replaced by Gary the Snail. Like, what did they do to my goat? But Mahito's severed head starts hitting the Naruto run, regenerating the rest of his body. And of course, in classic JJK fashion, he summons a transfigured spirit to reverse jump these two, because there is no such thing as running the ones in the show. The only two characters that can actually box are Gojo and Sukuna. Let anyone else from the verse run the ones with Hercule from Dragon Ball, and they finna get photo like this.
Try.
But we cut back to Todo hitting the smoothest slide cancel I've ever seen. Like, hold on. We gotta run that back and throw some Bryson Tiller over that hoe.
Don't play with a dog, beat this.
Yuji's over here putting pressure on Mahito, giving him the hands, while Todo's over here dealing with the transfigured spirit. And he thought shit was sweet. Tried hitting him with his left, but he weaved in a counter with a backhand. Had Todo and his three remaining brain cells perplexed. Then he hit this man with a Dragon Ball gut punch, sending him pinballing through his building all the way to the other side of it. Brody is getting cooked out here by a character that don't even got a name. You are a grade 1 sorcerer, my boy. Tee up. But he must have heard me, because he slips out the way of his attack, then throws his co-hanger right at him. And this is where Todo's 530,000 IQ came into play, because he waited for the hanger to go behind him before switching places with it and absolutely booming him into the ground, killing him with one shot. But with Todo out the way now, Mahito calls ISO on Yuji and gets straight to work, sending him right up into the air. Then this wannabe Caterpie comes out of nowhere and throws this man into the building. But Yuji grabbed this billboard and straight up crushed his skull with it. Like, bro, imagine fighting someone and they just throw a billboard at you. It's not that deep, my guy. And after he got done with that, Yuji was straight space gliding across all the crystals to get to this man Mahito, who was hitting that "so you've come to challenge me" ass pose. But bro, this dude Yuji does a twirl into the air like he's Princess Peach and proceeds to hit this. Like, did I not tell you this was a grudge match? Because no one in their right mind will pull out a double drop kick against someone they did not hate. This is certified crash shot behavior. Too bad this man blocked it without breaking a sweat, then threw his ass all the way outside the map. And this is why I call Yuji Mr. Inconsistent, because on one hand, he's handing out ass whippings like candy. Then on the other, he out here boxing like Sakura. Straight trash. Mahito catches up to Yuji just to see my boy Todo right along with him. And he's over here like, you got two choices. We could either jump you or we can jump you. So either way, we're jumping you. I thought it was game set match for Mahito at this point, but he turned on his Hall of Fame Glazer badge and took a page out of Gojo's book, pulling out a 0.2 second domain expansion. Now, some of y'all are probably asking why only a 0.2 second domain expansion. Well, shut up, because I was about to get to that. Like, damn, y'all can't just sit there and listen without interrupting? TikTok's done fried your attention span. Can't sit down for 10 minutes without tweaking out. I'm sick. Ha, your dumbass actually thought the video stopped working? Don't lie now, I know for a fact I had you bamboozled. But before we move on to the next part of the video, I might as well let y'all know that I created a Discord server that all of you guys can join. Whether you like anime, sports, or gaming, we're gonna have all of that in there. And in the future, I'm gonna be hosting $100 challenges that will be streamed and posted onto my second channel, with the link in the description down below alongside my Discord server. I highly suggest you join, but let's get back to the video. So the reason Mahito doesn't just fully expand his domain is due to Sukuna living in Itadori's body, because last time he tried this, Sukuna really told him that if he tries that zesty shit again, he would give him VIP tickets to an XXX Tentacion concert. But this time he's safe since he's only using a 0.2 second domain expansion and comes face to face to Sukuna talking about some, you still gonna give me those VIP tickets to the X concert, you bum? But this man Sukuna was mewing. Like he really said, we do not care. Now, even though Todo puts up a simple domain, he was still affected by his ability, so we had to cut off his infected arm. And Mahito takes advantage of the fact that Todo can't clap his hands, so he booms him with a black flash straight to his solar plexus. Have my boy coughing up blood. I know he about to have the bubble guts for weeks. But this next part almost had me shed a tear, because we get a close-up of this man's necklace snapping, and I was like, nah, we about to lose a real one. But instead, this schizo Todo starts hallucinating him and his favorite K-pop idol beating the shit out of Mahito. They even got bro in a schoolgirl outfit. Like, bro's life is flashing before his eyes, and instead of seeing his best memories with him and his family, this man is thinking about a that don't even know him.
Man, I'm dead.
But after Todo is done tripping off LSD, we see that in reality, this dude dapped up Mahito so that he could activate his curse technique and switch places with Yuji, and gets hit with a CTE-inducing black flash. And I gotta be honest, that shit was cold as hell, because I didn't even think about Todo being able to use his ability by simply dapping up someone. But unfortunately, since he touched Mahito, he done gave himself first-degree burns, looking at his hand like, damn. How am I gonna stroke my shit now? Then Brody lost consciousness as he watched Yuji run after Mahito, who was in pretty bad shape, looking like your average crackhead out on the streets. But all of a sudden, this man bursts into an amalgamation of curses to transform into this. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm torn between whether this transformation is valid or not. Because on one hand, I look at this and I'm just like, who let this man into the kitchen? But then at the same time, I look at it and think,
I can see what they're doing, what he's doing. I can see it, I feel it. He's cooking.
Now Yuji and Mahito start walking towards each other, and hold on, am I tripping? Or is this a JoJo's reference? Cause you can't fool me. I know peak fiction when I see it. But they get straight to boxing, going blow for blow, and Yuji throws a left to Mahito's body, which had no effect at all, giving this man flashbacks to when Choso fraud checked him. It's all good though, we gonna let him slide. Mahito pushes him back with a slashing attack, and before Yuji can even catch his breath, he charges forward, turning into a Beyblade trying to cut this man up with his Team Wolverine claws. Bro saw Deadpool and Wolverine and said, I think it looks much cooler on me. Like, bro, you do not have that Marvel sauce. Then Yuji leads his attack and counters with his own, just for Mahito to hit the Homelander, eating a full combo from Yuji, like Caulifla when he goes to get a light snack at 3 a.m. And they continue on boxing until Mahito palms this man's face like a basketball. You are not LeBron, my guy. But he jumps into the air and hits this man Yuji with a down slam right onto his back, making a huge crater that they both fall into. Which at this point, bro is just cooked, because not only is he getting his ass whipped, he doesn't have Todo by his side to help him out. But my goat does not care. He raises his fist up and calls ISO on Mahito, hitting this cold ass stare down. And Mahito kicks this wave of water at Yuji, but just like Jose Mourinho, he does not feel the pressure, gets in his battle stance, stolen right out of Gon's handbook, but we're gonna let it slide, dodges his attack, then tries to send this man to another dimension with this punch. But Mahito sensed the black flash and got PTSD from the last one he was hit with, so he started pinballing around the crater. He charges back in, getting into a head-on clash with Yuji, who gets the better of him, landing his divergent fist, before recovering and getting ready to snipe this man with his elbow blades. But am I tripping, or do y'all hear that?
Fate of the universe on the line, or the Martians have the death beam pointed at Earth, you better hit it. I want
Aoi Todo. Like, bro, this man's so clutch, he got me shedding a tear. But he pulls up and he's like, I'm back. Claps his hands together and oh nah, Mahito got caught by the pump fake. Had this man breaking his neck with one move. Unfortunately, my boogie woogie technique is already dead and I will never be able to stroke my shit again. But that distraction was all Yuji needed. Charges his punch up like this, then booms him with the meanest CTE flash known to man, sending him packing. Bro hit him so hard he became malnourished. Had him looking like Kai from Hunter x Hunter. And bruh, this man Itadori is so devious. Instead of putting this man out of his misery, he hits him with this monologue.
His hair, whack. His gear, whack. His jewelry, whack. His foot stance, whack. The way that he talks, whack. The way that he doesn't even like to smile, whack. Me, I'm tight as fuck.
He had this man literally shivering and chattering his teeth, and seeing this made me so happy because I've been waiting for his annoying ass to get packed up. But the scene changes and they TP to this Minecraft snow biome. And before I wrap things up, I just want to talk about why this is probably my favorite scene in the entire show, because I just love how they portray Yuji and Mahito and the sense of the hunter becoming the hunted, as we see him slowly chase him down, further symbolized by the wolves and the rabbits, and just in general that feeling of these two characters being on two sides of the same coin. And you can tell he was still pissed about what happened earlier during their fight in the bathroom, because he hit this man with a double drop kick trying to inflict as much pain as possible. So we start off with Mahito on his knees in front of Geto, glazing him the same way NBA fans be glazing LeBron. But that might be a stretch, because this man LeBron got dunked on and everyone acted like that shit ain't happened. And I mean, they literally acted like it didn't happen. But mid-glaze, Yuji pulls up yelling at him to give him back Gojo, and he sends out this fish to swallow up Yuji, but in reality he just fell on his ass. Then bro tries doing the same thing again and gets ambushed by these centipedes, leaving him in a bloody mess. Geto's lucky he ain't tried that shit on me, because I keep a bottle of race spray on me at all times, 10 toes down. You're never catching me without it. Now while Geto was distracted, this bum Mahito tried sneaking up on him, but he weaved out the way no problem. And just by the look in Mahito's eyes, he knew his time had come and starts getting turned into an orb by Geto so he can absorb him. Bro was so desperate he started grasping at thin air. He thought Casper the Ghost was about to give him a helping hand. Like, bro, you're cooked. This is the same dude who was joyfully spreading misery around to everyone in the show, just for him to be crying and whining in his final moments. You are not getting any sympathy from me, buddy. If it were up to me, I would have sentenced this man to being held in an insane asylum while being forced to listen to KSI's music on repeat, because after that, I promise you, he would rather be 6 feet under than listen to that. But after Geto got done turning this man into an orbit, he taps into his inner Ash Cash and swallows a whole. Like homie is a certified throat goat, ate that shit with no gag reflex and really said after it. Now we know what he's up to when he's not conspiring to take over the world. But anyways, he looks up into the sky and sees Momo on her broomstick, and I don't know why she's sitting there all nonchalant like she's actually tough for something. I don't even know what her ability is. She literally just exists to fly on this broom and remind me of the witch from the Wizard of Oz. And then she signals this fraud to shoot a flurry of arrows at Geto, which didn't do anything at all as he was easily running away from them. Then suddenly gets sniped at by Mai, blocking it with a squid. And Mai was tight as hell. She was trying to put together that Call of Duty mixtape so that she could join FaZe, but that ain't how it work no more, because you gotta spit straight brain rot at a camera 12 hours a day, and FaZe Banks will be kicking down your door immediately to get you on that 360 deal. And Geto's over here inspecting the bullet talking about some
just hit your shots, kid. It's quite simple.
But lurking in the shadows, we see someone getting ready to unsheath their sword and behead Geto, and it was none other than my boy Zoro. Nah, I'm just playing. It was Miwa's trash ass to pull up to the fight. She tries attacking Geto with this weak ass attack and ends up getting that Aizen treatment, catching her sword and breaking it with one hand. And I don't even know why she looks surprised by what just happened. She literally refers to herself as useless Miwa, so please do us all a favor and never try to cook again, because that irritated this man Geto to the point of immediately pulling out his ultimate. Bro was moving like RD sees how adults be beating kids up in anime, because this was just uncalled for, airing out the entire area with this one move on these level 1 crooks. But luckily for the Kyoto students, Kusakabe saved their trash asses from front row seats to a King Von concert. And speaking of the Kyoto students, why did they pull up acting like they could actually box? Like, I swear, the higher ups were tasked with the job to assemble a squad on par with Team USA, but instead we got the Detroit Pistons, with Todo being the equivalent to Kate Cunningham. And bro, did Mecha Moro now warn y'all to stay away from Shibuya because y'all were sorry as hell? Like, I clearly remember him saying, I need you to listen carefully, Miwa. You and the other Kyoto students gotta turn back, because all of y'all sorry as hell. You, Mai, Noritoshi, and Momo, trash. Then how come you let Todo go to Shibuya? Because Todo can actually box, unlike y'all, so don't make me repeat myself again, unless y'all trying to join me in the afterlife. But as we can see, they decided to ignore what he said and pulled up anyway.
Good game.
But after the dust settled, my boy Choso pulled up to the scene looking for straight smoke because he realized the fake ghetto was the same person who gave his mom back shots and left to go get a carton of milk. And Choso wasn't gonna let that slide. Sukuna's girlfriend pulls up, but he didn't care. Anyone that got in his way was getting turned into a statistic. Shooting the piercing blood right at her, barely blocking it with 2 hands, looking shocked as hell. But Choso starts bloodbending and sends Ghetto up into the air on this rock, then jumps onto the side of it to make an explosion at the top. And to no surprise, that shit did not work. Ghetto just reached into his deep bag of curses and pulled out the stingray to escape his attack. But bro, I know this is fiction, but how is the stingray flying in the air? He is a water species. Why not choose something that actually has wings? Like, bro really just wanted to be theatrical. But now Choso is trying to shoot him down with piercing blood and is absolutely airballing every attempt. Like, I'm gonna need you to hop your ass back on aim laps and work on that dog aim for me, because I would have been there hitting straight headshots. And after going 0 for 20 like Klay Thompson in the 2023 playoffs, he uses that peanut brain to rain down blood on Ghetto as he dodges all of them crashing into the rock. Choso makes these blood blades, getting ready to go blow for blow with him, but he uses the smoke to sneak up behind him, and bro really had that "he's behind me, isn't he?" ass face, getting boomed off the platform. And as he was falling down, bro turned his blades into blood droplets so that he could stand on them, then proceeds to boost himself back up. And when he got back up onto the platform, he immediately tries sniping this man with piercing blood, but it gets reflected off this curse right back towards Choso as he weaves it and jumps right towards Ghetto. And this man really unlocked Ultra Instinct mid-fight and started dodging all of his attacks with ease, then hits Choso with a leg sweep, causing bro to start breakdancing in midair like it was Dance Dance Revolution. But he recovers and tries to counter with another attack, and Ghetto simply just flips out the way for style points because that shit was unnecessary. Like, he's really that one friend that you tell not to overdress when you and the boys are going out to somewhere casual and still pulls up looking like a Vogue model. Like, bro, we are at McDonald's. Who are you trying to impress? But Ghetto was nowhere near done with embarrassing Choso. He blocks his punch with one hand, then puts my boy under arrest and proceeds to give this man a John Jones knee to the side of his skull. Like, oh nah, this is police brutality at its finest. He probably gave this man a Tyler 1 head then with that knee.
Yeah.
But after getting hit with that lethal knee, Choso's CTE starts acting up, white eyes and everything. Like, every time an anime character's eyes go like this, you know for a fact they're pissed off. And he just starts charging at Ghetto with no regard for human life, not even landing a single blow. Just for him to get hit with a front kick straight to the gut. And this man Ghetto hits a fadeaway off the platform. And I know Kobe was looking down on this shedding a tear, because that shit was beautiful. RIP to my GOAT. But anyways, after Choso had created an opening for the sorcerers, they all tried jumping into the fight. Because by now you should know that 99% of the characters in the show do not respect the fate of the 1v1. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm with that. But all of them get frozen in their tracks, and I mean literally frozen in their tracks by my girl Urame, who so far has been shown to mean serious business. She even got this D1 hater Sukuna to mess with her, so she gotta be valid. And Choso's over here talking about some putting me in a block of ice ain't gonna stop me. I'm like that for real.
Is this nigga serious?
She took him up on his challenge and aimed the beam point blank in between his eyes, and Brody was not scared. He was holding it 10 toes down, but luckily for him, Yuji kicks him out the way before getting eliminated. And you can tell he was still pissed about what happened earlier during their fight in the bathroom, because he hit this man with a double drop kick trying to inflict as much pain as possible. But after saving his alleged brother, Choso gets straight to pillow talking my boy Yuji. Alright Yuji, now that we're brothers, let's take turns saying how much we love each other.
You some freaky ass nigga!
Yeah, we're not doing none of that Alabama shit on this channel, so we're gonna move on from that.
But anywho,
Momo flies down on her broomstick to hit Ghetto and Urame with an attack, and that didn't do anything other than mess up their hair. And she was really over here like, oh gee whiz, I can't believe that didn't work. Like, bro, no wonder that attack didn't work. All you did was hit him with a gust of wind. Go sit your ass back down on the bench. We don't need you. And Urame was pissed. She spent 2 hours in the morning fixing her hair just for this goober to mess it up. So she puts her hand down on the ground and freezes every single one of them this time. Then we see these shards headed right towards Yuji, and boom, that was the end of JJK. So until next time, peace out.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
objection!
Man, I'm just playing with y'all. This is what really happened.
Long time no see, Gato. Could I get your answer to my question from back then? I was wondering what type of women you go for.
Oh my god, I know you see how bad she is. Straight 10 out of 10. If I was in Yuji's position, you would have seen me barking like this.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
But the episode ends there, and not much happens in the next one other than the fake Ghetto yapping for the entirety of it. The only notable thing that happens is that Yuta pulls back up from his vacation in Africa and gets assigned the task to execute Yuji. But we definitely not seeing that animated for at least another 3 years. So we start off with Gojo getting trapped in the train station with the disaster curses so he wouldn't be able to run away. But let's be real here, why would he ever need to run away from this fodder? Like, he already sent Jogo back to the gulag in season 1 while simultaneously using it as a learning lesson for Yuji, so he's definitely not running away. And then the doors to the train tracks open up, allowing all the humans in the area to fall on them, which is all part of Geto's plan, since he explained to the curses before this that Gojo is strongest when he's alone, since he doesn't have to hold back. So now he has to be cautious and not kill any of the civilians. Hey, to be honest though, if I was Gojo in this situation, I would not give a flying. I'm airing out the entire area regardless of the civilians around me. Like, I would really just stab past my KD. But Jogo and Hanami charge towards Gojo while Choso stays back and shoots his piercing blood, which obviously didn't work since this dude Gojo literally has aura as an ability. So he's over here staring like... Now, Jogo and Hanami attack Gojo at the same time from both sides, and obviously they're struggling to even touch him. So they use this thing called domain amplification so they can bypass Gojo's infinity. Now, I would explain how it works, but I really don't feel like breaking down the formulas and the trigonometry of his highly sophisticated ability. All you gotta know is that it bypasses Gojo's aura. They slowly start inching closer and closer to Gojo with their attack until he suddenly teleports away, letting both of them ram into each other like two NFL linemen. But he escaped onto this nearby railing. Jogo's over here like,
oh, so we're running now. You know what show you in, my boy? You gonna jump whether you like it or not, you zest fest.
See, that's where you're wrong, Baldy. It's the other way around. You're the ones that are about to get jumped. Jogo heard that and was staring at him concerned as hell. And I don't blame the guy. If the person I was about to jump pulled out a Uno reverse and said they were gonna jump me, I would be concerned too. Because last time I checked, Gojo only counted as one person. So I'm not even sure how that makes sense.
What?
But Gojo walks up in between them and Jogo tries to punch him, just for Gojo to grab his arm and flip this man onto his back, almost causing him to get absolutely boomed by Hanami. Then bro puts this man in an armbar and tells this man, do you need a hand? Ripping his arm clean off his body. Like, for everybody who says Gojo is weak without infinity or his abilities, y'all really gotta rethink that statement, because bro's got that black belt in jiu-jitsu. Then he counters Hanami with a front kick to the solar plexus, sending her flying half across the train station, sends Jogo right along with her, and look at bro's face, he really like,
I don't wanna do this no more.
Gojo pulls back up on them and Hanami starts shooting out these tree branches, just for him to weave all of her attacks looking like UI Goku, and jumps on top of her head, then proceeds to pull out the two branches sticking out her eyes. Like, Brody is a crash out demon and has got me thinking twice if he's a villain or not, because the things he'd be pulling out against his enemies are just downright brutal. What in the world did these two fodder characters ever do to you? But either way, Jogo tries to sneak in from behind with domain amplification, and so does Hanami. Oh, y'all thought using the same trick was gonna work? Why don't we spice things up? This man turns towards Hanami with the biggest grin I done ever seen. Like, there is no need to be this happy beating the shit out of someone. Then bro does the most vile thing I have ever seen in anime. He continues to walk up to her, pinning her against the wall until he literally deletes her with his aura. Like, bro literally deleted her with his aura. When have you ever seen something like that? He really didn't have enough respect to take her out through hand-to-hand combat. That's gotta be the biggest f you I have ever seen. And once Jogo saw this, he just hit the dash, understandably so, throwing humans at Gojo while doing so, and bro was just menacingly walking after him like Jason from Friday the 13th. But while he's distracted with the humans, Jogo tries to sneak a leg kick in, which was easily stopped by his aura, then starts running around the train station like a dog when it gets to zoomies. Bro starts yelling at Choso saying,
I hope you're enjoying the show, but I'ma need your dumbass to make yourself useful, or I'ma come beat your ass myself.
Yeah, just stop yapping, would ya? So he shoots out a piercing blood and racked up a quadra kill while he was at it, just for his attack to be stopped by Gojo's infinity. And bro looks so annoyed. He was not trying to be there. Got Urahime blowing up his phone telling him to come over, but he gotta deal with these goobers. Then all of a sudden the damn train pulls up and everybody's like, oh yo, we're saved, we can finally leave. And this one dude's like, about damn time, hey, move the f out the way, real player coming through. Walks up to the door and is absolutely flabbergasted to see who was inside there, because the person behind the door was Playboy Cardi? Nah, I'm just playing. It was just a bunch of cursed spirits. And when they hopped out the train, they took a big bite out of my boy's head. May civilian 2768 rest in peace. But now all the curses are flooding into the train station, effectively turning it into a Black Ops Zombies map. Then all of a sudden, this Zestfest jumps out the train talking about some, well, I'll be. Y'all are getting fried like some chicken by a light skin. Let Uncle Mahito show you how it's done. So bro rides his cursed spirit like a surfboard right towards Gojo, and as expected was stopped by Gojo's infinity. Like, what's up with anime characters knowing that an attack or an ability doesn't work against a certain character, but still try to use them against that character? Like, you idiots. One is an idiot.
I don't know what's wrong with you.
Gojo smacks his hand away and tries to punch him, but he weaves out the way with no problem. Then hits his pose in midair. You are not Playboy Cardi, my guy, but the exit that was closed earlier busts open, letting the humans from the floor above to fall down to where they were at. And Mahito and Choso link up to absolutely massacre all the human beings around them for no reason. Just straight up woke up and chose violence, getting one of the most nasty kill streaks, which had Gojo over here looking like a school shooter. But the disaster curses in their heads are like, there is no way he uses his domain expansion with all these people around here, right? Oh, but they were so wrong. They look up at Gojo and fear, and Mahito's like, oh, we're domain expansion. English or Spanish?
Baby, you got something in your nose. Sniffing that K, did you feel the hole?
So Gojo basically outplayed the out of these goons and used a 0.2 second domain expansion to stunlock everyone in the area. Like, I didn't even know that was possible. But of course, if someone was gonna do it, it was gonna be my glorious light-skinned
Get off that nigga dick, bro. What is you doing?
Now, while everyone couldn't move, this man decides to go for a sub 1 minute speedrun, killing every curse in the train station. And bro was just going crazy, beheading every curse he was running by. I mean, look at how locked in this man looks. This is the way I've been looking at my monitor trying to get these videos out to y'all every week. And by the end of his legendary run, my boy was panning like a dog. And the amount of zesty thirst trap edits I saw of this one scene was crazy. Cause y'all female Gojo fans gotta chill out. He is a 2D character. He does not exist. Go touch some grass, my guy. But to close things out, the fake ghetto pulls up on Gojo and uses this box to steal him. But before he completely steals him, Gojo was like, Ghetto, my love, I know you're still in there. And then his body starts spazzing out for a quick second, just for the person actually controlling his body to be like, no, get your zesty ass in the box. And so with that, my boy Gojo was sealed until he either got saved by someone or he released himself from the prison realm. I don't know. But what I do know is that welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another video. And I know I've been super inconsistent this past month, but your boy had to focus up on wrapping up his senior year of high school and make sure he was gonna graduate, because I had 4 Fs going into the last week of the semester, but still managed to pull off the academic comeback. I mean, all I gotta say is put me in a LeBron jersey, because I might just come back. But all in all, y'all can expect 2 to 3 vids per week from now on. So enough yapping, let's get right into it. So Yuji's running around in the train station and he jumps down this flight of stairs. And as he's coming down, he looks up and sees this man Choso. And for those of y'all who don't remember, Yuji smoked Choso's brothers in the last encounter they had. So you best believe he was gonna remember that shit. Because as soon as he locks his eyes on Yuji, he immediately shoots a piercing blood at him. Yuji blocks it, but his eyes pop wide open like he just stubbed his toe. You could tell my boy was in pain. He shoots another, but this time Yuji runs away from it and runs up to him and lands a clean left on Choso, pushing him back. Now Choso's over here like, my brothers, did they have any last words? Nah, but they cried like a before I killed them. Like, oh nah, he really told his op straight to his face that his brothers cried like before he murked them. My boy took letting his intrusive thoughts win to a whole nother level. But he said F that and started charging up this Temu Rasengan. Shit probably cost him a cheap $2.99 to pull this out. And Yuji runs up with this karate ass kick looking like Ryu from Street Fighter. Choso weaves out the way, but Yuji jumps back the other way and tackles him to the ground, smacking his Rasengan out of his hand. Then Yuji tries to punch this man, but he dodged it with ease. Like, this gotta be the weakest attempt at hitting someone I've ever seen. And Choso's acting all concerned like, whoa, I really dodged a bullet there. My boy, there isn't even a dent or a crater from this man's punch. He hit it as hard as Hasbulla with brass knuckles on. But he kicks Yuji off of him and starts raining down blades of blood. Misses all of them with that stormtrooper aim, so he blasts him with a wave of blood. And low-key, Choso got the high IQ, because he starts pulling back the blood he got all over Yuji, which got me thinking, imagine if Magic Johnson had Choso's technique alongside his aids. Bro will be walking around spraying that shit around like a goddamn pandemic, and no one will be able to stop him. But anyways, Choso lands his clean uppercut, then sweeps his leg into a left hook, but he barely misses and hits the wall. But he pulls Yuji back towards him and smacks him right into his chest, pushing him back. Brody is really stringing these combos together on him like it's a Smash tournament, and probably smells like your average Smash player too. Them motherfuckers don't take showers. And Yuji jumps up into the air to throw off the timing of Choso's next attack. But to be honest, he did not need to do all this. He could have just sat there and waited for him to attack, which as soon as he lands back on the ground, he shoots out a piercing blood. And my boy Yuji dodges it like it's a quick time event out here. Then runs up to Choso trying to hit him with the right hand of God, just for him to say, oh hell no, triggering these blood bomb looking things behind Yuji. And I know for a fact my boy was in agony, because they look like those party snappers you'd be playing with on 4th of July. And if you've ever had a handful of those thrown at your bare back, then you know how much that shit hurts. Choso proceeds to stab Yuji's feet. up his J's. He throws a leg kick at him, but he blocks it, just for Yuji to hit this tornado kick that came straight out of Cobra Kai to send his ass flying. Then Brody gets up and turns his head to see this man already back up into his stance. Like, there is a reason why I'm titling this video Choso Stood on Business, because he has been beating this man's ass for the past 5 minutes, sliding for his brothers like every big bro should. Then Yuji pulls out Mekamaru from his pocket and he's telling him, "Yo, twin, you are getting your ass beat right now. He's really giving you that 4-for-4 Popeyes combos. Actually, scratch that. He giving you the full menu. I have never seen someone get whooped this bad. You finna have to retire as the MC and have Gojo take your place, cause there is no—" Man, shut your ass up. This is why you 6 feet under right now. Shit, my bad, twin. It wasn't even that deep. But just go to the bathroom and start breaking shit. So Yuji runs to the bathroom and does what Mekamaru says. But that left my boy Choso perplexed, cause he's like, why is this dude going to the bathroom mid-fight, acting like it's a video game and that he could just log out? As he gets closer to the bathroom, Mekamaru starts talking his shit. Yo, twin, you gonna come in the bathroom, or are you a like your brothers? After being provoked, Choso runs into the bathroom, just for my boy Yuji to spawn in right behind him to deliver a blow, pushing him further into the bathroom. Now, the entire reason for Yuji breaking everything in the bathroom was because if water is raining down all over Choso, he wouldn't be able to control the blood outside of his body, which would effectively turn the fight into a 12-round boxing match. And y'all know what they call my boy Yuji, Mr. Left Right, so you know he's about to cook up. And these two proceed to have one of the coldest looking face-offs in all of anime, ready to catch a bathroom fade. Like, this is the type of shit you see in the school bathroom during passing period. You'll be walking in and take a piss just to see two dudes throwing hands with each other over who gets the last hit of their vape. But Yuji makes the first move and punches his grate towards Choso, and he smacks it away just to see this man Yuji hitting the Fortnite running animation. Blocks both of his legs kicks and punches him straight in the chest. Had my boy gasping for air like a fish out of water. So now they're both going blow for blow until Choso throws Yuji into the bathroom stall, then weaves out the way with this unnecessary ass backflip up onto the roof, then jumps right back towards Choso's direction. And when I was watching this, I was like, hold up, wait a minute. My brother is cooking up right now with this elite movement. But nah, Choso just palmed this man's face and WWE slammed him on his back. And if Yuji was your average civilian, then my boy would have been paralyzed from the neck down. But anyways, he once again hits these unnecessary ass backflips like Tobey Maguire in all 3 of his Spider-Man movies. Like, what is the point of this? There are no hoes around and you do not have aura. But they get back to fighting and Yuji blocks the right, blocks the left, weaves the jab, gets his right cross blocked by Choso, weaves the right again, then Choso grabs him by the neck of his shirt like he's a taller, and Yuji proceeds to chomp down on his man's hand like queso anytime you put food in front of him. And Yuji really pulled out a Sharingan, cause he grabs Choso by the neck of his shirt to give him that CTE special. Had that boy seeing the light. Then combos it up with a 360 CTE leg kick to really make sure he turned his brain to mush. But just as quickly as I thought my boy Yuji done won the fight, is as quickly as I got disappointed, because this Choso, through all the brain damage he received, shot my man's Yuji right in the liver. And if you've ever gotten hit in the liver, let alone shot in that area, then you know that shit just presses the off button to your body. With Yuji said, F all that, I ain't getting put on a Call of Duty final kill cam. So he holds his ground to make a final stand, which personally, if that was my liver, I'm just staying down, my guy. I do not want any part of that. Now the final round of their deathmatch starts, and this man's already pulling out this weak ass backflip. Like, I swear to God, if you do this one more time,
I'm gonna kill your parents, and I know where they live. Shall I say their address?
No, please don't.
I'll tell everyone.
Choso hits Yuji with his right, breaking his guard and sends him flying into the wall. Yuji grabs the sewer grate from earlier and throws that bitch like Captain America's shield. It gets easily deflected and Choso tries to counter, but Yuji starts doing flips and tricks over his head again. And doing all of this after getting shot through the liver is crazy. You would think he wouldn't be as agile and nimble, but clearly that shit don't apply to him. I mean, he is the main character, but anyways. Yuji flips out of the way of Choso's sweeping leg kick, but gets caught by the second one. And this man's life just flashed before his eyes as Choso tries to curb stomp him, except he flips onto the wall and counters with a donkey kick which Choso blocks, then grabs his foot, throwing him onto the toilet. And this Choso must be from the UK, cause he straight up tries to stab this man dead in between his eyes with a blood shank like he a Roman or something, looking like that one scene from the Game of Death when Bruce Lee fought Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. All of a sudden, the blade splatters on both of them, and Yuji grabs onto the side to kick Choso through 5 bathroom stalls. Like, I know his solar plexus gotta hurt from all this abuse he's taking from Yuji. Got my boy on 1 HP over here like, keep game though, cause this man Yuji's about to hit a 200 IQ play. He comes up to Choso and blinds him with his right hand, then throws his left to the body so he wouldn't see it. Like, Brody by most standards is a complete idiot, but when it comes to combat, this motherfucker moving out there like Oppenheimer, landing a clean left to the body. And I'm sitting there like, oh yeah, Yuji about to go save Gojo now. But that, my friend, was not the case, because Choso was looking at bro unfazed like he just tickled him with a feather, and proceeded to take a chunk out of Yuji's shoulder, then knocks this man out with a shot to his solar plexus. He lifts up his shirts to show that he basically had blood armor, which is why Yuji's punch did as much damage as Devin hitting you as hard as he can. Now, basically, after all that, Choso tries to finish Yuji off, but starts tweaking out because he starts getting these weird flashbacks and realizes that Yuji is somehow his brother? How does that work? I got no clue. But let's be real, this is just that classic shonen MC plot armor. And shit, I'm not complaining, because this was generally one of the best hand-to-hand fights in the series. So we gotta keep both my boys alive to keep giving us bangers. And I know bangers. But to...
Oh, you think I'm losing? No, bitch, we losing. This how we gonna do this. Roses are red, weapons against me won't prosper. With this sacred treasure I summon, Big Raga, the op stopper.
So Megumi quite literally triggers a boss fight since he was about to get eliminated by this Zest Fest over here. But Mahoraga sends Megumi's ass to the gulag first. Like, bro is petty as hell. Just because he was going down, he was gonna make sure everyone around him was going down as well. And the hater in me gotta respect that, so props to Megumi. But Mahoraga pulls up on Blonde Boy over here, and right before he got smushed like a ripe tomato, Sukuna bails him out and saves him. This shit finna make it onto the ESPN Top 10 Clutch Moments. Then proceeds to heal Megumi so that he doesn't die. My boy really over here grooming him, and if you know, you know. I'ma just leave it at that. Now Sukuna walks up to Mahoraga with only one thing on his mind: violence. Mahoraga pulls out the Taimu version of Wolverine's claws and tries to behead Sukuna, but he blocks it with ease. Sukuna disappears, then reappears and lands a clean leg kick on Mahoraga, finishing the combo off with a dismantle. Had him looking like Luffy with those gigantic wounds on his chest. Then they both try to hit each other with a shockwave, but instead they both end up flying in opposite directions. And look at bro here stressing. He's like, oh nah, they ain't mentioned this in the job description. I'm supposed to be home right now whipping my new Hellcat around.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
Where did bro get a whole bucket of popcorn with a whole ass bev? Like last time I checked, he got beamed into the side of this building. So unless he entered creative mode, I'm not quite sure how he got here. But he takes a bite out of the popcorn, spits it out, then casually hits this man in the chest. Mahoraga was standing on business though. He grabs Sukuna by the face and drags him across the windows, Z Broly style and everything. Throws Sukuna to another building, but this is where Sukuna shows off his Hall of Fame acrobatic badge, because he just starts spamming these backflips as he's getting chased to the top of the building, and he's doing all of this with no baddies around. You could have just ran up the building instead, my guy. Then Sukuna lands another clean blow to Mahoraga's head and proceeds to turn this man into a cripple, chopping off his leg. Got him proposing to Sukuna on one knee, but Mahoraga straight up breathes on this man, and I would be tight because look at this behemoth. There is no way that his breath don't stink. Mahoraga tries to follow up, but Sukuna defends a takedown and they enter a head-on clash. Then these boys just start straight up throwing hands with no regard for their surroundings. Like they get 100 out of 100 points on collateral and environmental damage because they've already destroyed a minimum of 8 buildings, including the fact that there are still civilians in Shibuya, which they clearly don't care about since Sukuna throws this raid boss into another building, which he retaliates by throwing a bunch of cars, and Sukuna's just dicing them all up until eventually he hit Mahoraga with one of his attacks on that big ass noggin of his. Except he regenerates that shit immediately. Had Sukuna over here thinking to himself, if y'all don't get it by now, Mahoraga's main ability / gimmick is adaptation. So bro will eat an attack and after that he will be unfazed by it, which when you really think about it is super OP. Like imagine having this in real life and adapting to your parents' ass whoopings. You would be able to fail every test in class without having to fear for your life. But we cut to Sukuna being thrown into this building full of civilians and Mahoraga comes jumping through like a Mario bro trying to get him. Sukuna weaves out the way and decapitates all the citizens that were behind them. Like bro's out here getting quadra kills by accident. About to have that 2.0 KD on his profile, and to achieve that he gives Mahoraga a gastrectomy, which if you don't know what that is, you can search it up because they made Google for a reason, my guy. This man is a demon though. He got Mahoraga slumped in a pool of his own blood. This shit looks like it's straight out of a horror movie. But my boy hits the Mario 1-up and lunges straight at Sukuna. He pulls out his Dollar Tree claws again, and when he went in to slice Sukuna's neck, bro straight up just bit it with his other mouth and broke it. There is no way he just took a bite out of a metal claw or whatever the hell it's made out of without his teeth being harmed. Sukuna must be rich because he got them new vibranium veneers straight from Wakanda before they even drop. Sukuna knocks Mahoraga up into the air, then sends him flying into the nearest building. And look at the way Brody landed in there. He thought he was Usain Bolt getting ready to compete in the Olympics, when in reality his big ass needs to be helping out the Lakers, because my brothers in purple and gold sell my shit every single year without fail. But these boys take their fight into the air thinking it's Dragon Ball or something, and this dude Sukuna grabs onto this crane and hits the Tarzan to kick Mahoraga into another machine. Sukuna really just pulling anything out there. As long as he's having fun and he's causing the other person pain, then he'll do it. The dust clears and Mahoraga's fiending ass lunges towards Sukuna, but was being restricted by all the cars and wires he fell into. He said, F it though, I'm dragging everything with me, moving like he's the Avengers, causing all of this unnecessary property damage. But he frees himself and knocks Sukuna back up into the air, then throws an entire train at this man, hitting him straight on. Like, I know Yuji finna wake up tomorrow feeling absolutely discombobulated. We enter first person mode and my boy is just slicing this train up like some sushi. Mahoraga spawns in and tries doming this man, just for Sukuna to catch that shit with one hand. But Mahoraga got that God-given strength and sends him flying anyways. He tries hitting him with this mantle, but instead gets stuffed in a train and gets catapulted half across the map. Like, how many times are y'all just gonna throw each other into these damn buildings? When I pulled up to watch the episode, I was confused, because for a second I thought I was watching Patrick Mahomes and Brock Purdy throwing absolute bombs, but I realized, nah, we just got two special grades horsing around. I mean, just look at the absolute buffoonery Sukuna is pulling out there. Bro hits this dance revolution ass flip for no reason, sending out another slash at Mahoraga, but he hits a collateral kill on these three innocent bystanders. He is no longer Ryomen Sukuna though. From now on, y'all are gonna call him Face Sukuna, because with the way he's hitting these 360 no scopes on these bystanders, he might just earn himself a contract. And now he just starts laughing maniacally, talking about some, you can see Mahoraga, you can see my curse technique. Like, bro, chill. He about to pop a Flowberry fist thinking about how his ability is visible to him. It's not that deep. But he sends a gazillion slashes at Mahoraga and literally turns this man into a McNugget. Sukuna was literally cooking, but he should have just burnt that shit, because Mahoraga regenerates and pops back up again. Now we got this plane crashing to the ground, and when did it get there? I don't know, but the better question is, when did Mahoraga get here? Bro just flies out of this plane, and I rewatched this scene like 5 times trying to figure out how I didn't spot this fat ass entering the atmosphere, and I still couldn't understand it. Brother was really out there in creative mode. He flies out of the plane all the way into this pool, then gets pinned down by this structure slash building. No pause, resume, breaks that shit, then pulls a Badland Trucks and drinks the entire pool, then leaves for Sukuna. But like the dog he is, Sukuna puts Mahoraga down with his level 3 special. What do you mean you'll use a level 3 special, Mr. Persistent? This bastard just aired out the whole damn city. Not a single witness to tell the tale. Listen, brother, you're not wrong, brother. That indeed was not his ultimate, but do not worry, because he sees Mahoraga get back up again like the zombie he is, and he puts his hands together like this with that DBS ass smile on his face, and finally releases his domain expansion.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
When I was watching this episode for the first time, I was jumping out of my chair hyped as hell. My mom walks in my room wondering what all the commotion is. She thought I had finally got a girlfriend, but to her disappointment, she saw that I was getting excited to a Japanese cartoon. Shook her head and walked away knowing her son was going to die without ever getting played. But I didn't care. I was watching the boxing match of the decade, and since Sukuna's domain expansion don't got a barrier, that thing can span out to 200 meters. But like I said, he's grooming Megumi, so we reduced it to 140 meters so that Megumi doesn't get Thanos snapped by his domain. But for the rest of the civilians that were around, may their souls rest in peace, because for those of you who play Call of Duty, let's just say Sukuna got a tactical nuke at least a dozen times over. But on the other hand, look at Mahoraga's goofy ass walking through all these slashes unfazed. This is how I look like in the shower trying to see how high I can turn the heat up without suffering a 4th degree burn. And don't lie to me and say y'all have never tried some shit like that. But anyways, Sukuna hits this pose for the thumbnail of the video, combos that up with hitting the Drisky, then proceeds to pull out his finisher, the fire bow. The same thing he used to send Jogo to the gulag, and the thing that he's gonna use to put Mahoraga on a t-shirt. He shoots the arrow and boom, this dude literally started a volcanic eruption. Like, brother, Sukuna is a top 2 menace and he's not number 2, because other than Ryuga, I've never seen anyone cause a natural disaster, and that shit not even natural, it's a purposeful disaster. But after he blew up Mahoraga to literal smithereens, he also eliminates Zesty Boy, drops off Megumi to the president, and then comes all the way back to the wake of destruction that was caused during the battle, just so he can switch to Yuji and see all of the things he caused inadvertently by being Sukuna's vessel. Had my brother Yuji on his knees crying. I know Sukuna is spectator mode laughing right now watching this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another video, and today we'll be discussing a classic Jujutsu Kaisen jumping. So let's waste no time and get right into it. So this man Itadori crowned over the dead homie Nobara, and Mahito didn't even have to think twice and charge this man. And out of nowhere, bro pull out a black flash. Like, this man really unlocked a new ability mid-fight. And he wasn't done, cause he hit this man Itadori with a Popeye 16-piece chicken combo with no bev. I gotta give it up for this dude Mahito though, cause the level of dick punching is crazy. This man smoked Itadori's homeboys and then spun the block on him to whip his ass. I mean, that's just generational hating at its finest. So Mahito was yapping it up like my English teacher on a regular Tuesday before deciding to finish Itadori off. But my goat Todo came to save Itadori just in time. And the way this man pulled up was just A1. Like, bro thinks I'm about to put him in an edit or something. Now Todo and Mahito immediately get straight to boxing, and bro was cooking, I'm not gonna lie. He even had my man Mahito saying, damn, you kinda nice. So he tries to get Todo with a quick attack from behind, but Todo weaved out the way, no problems at all. Now Mahito's yapping about if Todo switches again, he'll get smoked. And he did just that, except he was met with a black fast straight to the dome, courtesy of Yuji. He set that boy flying like there was no tomorrow. This show was just straight fire, man. Gege did not have to cook this hard when he was making this arc. But anyways, look at how my mans Yuji and Todo are posted up. And you know them, they respect no ones, cause they're the jump bros. So they do what they do best and get straight to jumping this bum Mahito. And they're low-key giving my man the hands. I mean, there's a reason why they call Yuji Mr. Left Right. But peep this chemistry between Todo and Yuji, cause this man Todo catapults Yuji towards Mahito like a damn javelin spear. So now they're on the floor below fighting, and this man Mahito pulls out a shadow clone thinking he's Naruto or something. Like, bro, you're not gonna become the Hokage, my guy. Todo claps Yuji away before he got turned into Flat Stanley. And even though my man's Mahito is getting jumped by these boys, he's holding it 10 toes down, cause he ain't really struggling too hard. So they fall down another floor onto the train tracks, and did this man just shapeshift into a train? Like, bro is getting a little too creative with these abilities. And I'm not gonna lie, if I was Todo and Yuji, I would low-key be mad, cause how you gonna turn into a train and expect me to stop that? Now they're running for their lives, and this dude Mahito is just foul, cause as he's chasing Todo, he's turning humans into weapons that he can use without a second thought. Bro is just a menace. I mean, he's clearly been listening to too much Youngboy. So Todo hits his clean-ass jump into another jump off the wall to counterattack Mahito, but Mahito unlocked Ultra Instinct and weaved Todo. And then when Todo charged it again, he caught both of Mahito's blade with just his fingers. Then proceeded to switch places and hit him with a tornado kick from the depths of hell. Like, my boy's putting up some crazy stats up right now, putting the team on his back. So the Jump Bros reunite and are chasing down Mahito immediately. And just look at this 200 IQ play that is about to unfold. Because Todo hands Yuji a rock and then beams it at Mahito so that Todo can switch places with it. Like, bro, I could have mistaken Todo for Oppenheimer because I've never seen this level of chemistry before. Now, bro is hitting a lat spread while going a million miles per hour looking like All Might. And bro really said, I ain't gonna let y'all boys get ahead of me, and pulled out a black flash of his own. Now, don't get me wrong, that was one of the hypest moments in JJK. But he did all of that just for Mahito to be smiling like the bum he is after, bro. But it's okay, because they decided to draw one of the hardest scenes right after. Like,
oh, that's hot.
That is fire. But anyways, man, this man Sukuna woke up and chose violence because the first thing he does after reawakening in Shibuya is try to send Jogo and the girls to a VIP section at a Juice WRLD concert. Hasker with the volcano head shook.
Look at the top of his head.
Had him thinking twice about ever stepping foot in Shibuya. Bro should have stayed in Bikini Bottom. Sukuna asked the girls what the hell they want from him, and they're over here trembling. Like, damn, I know my boy Sukuna a lady killer, but it ain't that serious. So they ask him to save the fake ghetto. Sukuna's like, aight, raise your head, and proceeds to blast the girl on the left's head smooth off with one slash. Oh my gosh, sis, no! Don't worry, I'll kill him and grab your reboot. And look at the disgust on my man's face. This is how I look at bro after he tells me he will let Ice Spice sit on his face. Shawty tries to get a pic for the gram, but not only does her head get blown off, her whole body gets turned to sashimi. Got me hungry and shit, man. Sukuna caught her phone, went to Twitter and saw the fraud allegations against him and decided he had enough of that. Turns to Jogo and says, what does a pathetic, goofy looking curse like you want from me?
Well, sir, to be honest, I got nothing to say because I'm not trying to get packed up like those two dumbasses over there. Interesting. A worthless curse that knows his place. How about we play a game? If you can hit me once in battle, I'll be your servant and do whatever it is you want. Oh, wow, sir. You're so kind, but are you sure hitting you only once? Doesn't that seem kind of
Sent this boy flying into the stratosphere before he could finish talking. Jogo tries to blast him with his firepower, but Sukuna turns him into a cripple and he crashes into the building. Next thing you know, this man is shooting bullets at Sukuna like he got an AA-12 with a switch on it, courtesy of TV Banks. And hold on, this man Sukuna is cold because he is just casually walking in a burning building before deciding to resume Jogo's ass whooping. As a matter of fact, run it back. We gotta see that again. He group checks this man and throws him half across Shibuya because why not? And then absolutely clobbers this man into the ground. Had this man laying there thinking about life, but realized he can't go out like a bum and spun the block. And bro basically uses domain expansion surrounding Sukuna in his lava tsunami. But peep this, because this man Sukuna is simply moving different. This man dodges all of Jogo's attacks with his hands in his pockets. Oh nah, Sukuna is a top 5 weaver no doubt after this performance. Then my man Jogo whips out a Susanoo to crash the buildings that Sukuna was in between of, but this man busted out hitting the Bellingham celebration. Game recognizes game. And just look at how much fun this man is having absolutely cooking this man. Bro throws him through a building and starts dribbling him around like he's Messi. Like what can he do? But he wasn't done yet because this man Sukuna had to use level 1 finisher to pummel this goofball through 15 floors. Had this man fearing for his life.
The moonlight's illumination makes it so much easier to see how holeless you are. Hey, we're not quite done yet. You either hit me or you die trying, little bro.
Hey, this man just, I don't want to do this no more.
Had this man dingling by the feet, like, nah, bro, that is just disrespectful, treating this man like a toddler. He had enough and decided to blow up. Lucy Carver sees this and is like, listen up, we gotta stop fighting and run away because I'm sorry to break it to y'all, but we are not like that. We cut back to this man Jogo charging up his ultimate to demolish the whole area, and this man Sukuna's hitting the moonwalk looking cold as hell with that big ass grin on his face. This man is just a king of Black Air Force energy. Like, bro gets 10 minutes of screen time per season and terrorizes the whole wrist, then goes back to sleep. Bro literally wakes up and chooses violence. Kusakabe over here like, yo Panda, let's bounce.
I don't think so.
Who's my glorious king? That's right, it's Ryomi Sukuna.
Get off that nigga dick, bro. What is you doing?
What? No. This man is the coldest fucking character in JJK. I do not care. And he's like,
every bum in this vicinity, I forbid you all to move. If you don't obey, then you can say hi to Pop Smoke for me. Not yet. Not yet. Now. Not even the king of Black Air Force energy could survive that. Is that so?
They had us in the first half, I'm not gonna lie. So this man Sukuna obviously survived Jogo's ultimate and sitting crisscross applesauce, and he asked Jogo,
so why don't you use your domain expansion, you bum?
Well, sir, I'm not trying to glaze, but I could never beat you in a domain battle, sir.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Hop off my tip. And second of all, if that's the case, then let's try this.
This man Sukuna pulled out fire out of thin air, and I'm not gonna lie, I was just as confused as Jogo because I didn't know my man could just digi-evolve mid-fight and gain new abilities. But this man challenges Jogo to a fireball. Like, is it not enough you humiliated him? Now you gotta beat him at his own game? And I'm not gonna lie, this scene was cold as hell. How many thinking Jogo might actually do some? Just for it to cut to him talking to these frauds. Like, come on!
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And so with their last conversation, Sukuna tells Jogo,
on some real shit, you ain't half bad, Squidward. Stand proud.
Things like this just move a man to tears. And finally, we pan out to a final shot of Jogo's burning corpse.
You'll never be a god.
Man, shut your bitch ass up, nigga. Nobody asked you that a bitch ass thing. You better shut the fuck up.
So Goku and Vegeta are getting cooked by Fuse Zamasu, which comes to no surprise since they were getting cooked before they even fused in the first place. So Goku's like,
Vegeta, we need to become jump resistant and fuse as well. It's our only chance.
Huh? Get the fuck out of here, bitch!
Vegeta, come on. You gotta tee up. You're kind of selling our shit right now.
Yes, I'm not gonna lie. Tee up because you sound like a bitch right now.
Hey, he said it, not me.
I'll buy you a $19 Fortnite card.
Vegeta tees up and takes the earrings and they finally fuse into Little Uzi. Nah, it's just my go Vegito. But this boy pull up clean as hell with the Balenciagas looking like a lost character in a fighting game. Bro's about to make me drop 20 bucks on his ass just to play him. And he tells his boy Zamasu, we couldn't let you guys get the better drip than us, so we fuse and pull out the Balenciagas. And now we're gonna dye our hair. On a real note though, this has to probably be the cleanest transformation in Dragon Ball Super behind Super Saiyan Rose, because that's in a whole nother tier of itself. But Vegito just looks so clean with that blue hair and blue aura. Bro was really looking like me after crafting the most elegant fit just to go sit in a class for 7 hours. Now Zamasu was not gonna let that disrespect slide, so he tries to run Vegito of his drip. But he should have known that was a mistake, because Vegito is the coldest living being in the universe. Caught Zamasu's blast with one hand looking cold as hell for no reason. God forbid one of those TikTokers on the street asks this man how much his fit costs. Bro's shoes alone cost more than y'all's houses.
You fat, stinking, and you ugly. Okay. You fat, you stink, and you ugly, and you broke, monkey. What did he say?
All you mortals do is try to copy us gods, but the truth is, no matter how much better your drip gets, you'll never be a god.
Man, shut your bitch ass up, nigga. Nobody asked you that a bitch ass thing. You better shut the fuck up.
Take notes, kids. Next time someone's talking your ear off, simply just beat the shit out of them. That usually gets the job done. Except Zamasu is a special grade yapper, so he gets back up on his feet. But hold on, why did bro get up so zesty? Like, there is no reason you gotta be moving like that. Bro was hitting the wiggle from Fortnite. But he sends a shockwave at Vegito, and he weaves out the way with ease, and Zamasu falls up with a clean right. So he might not be zesty after all. And now these boys get to boxing. The battle of the drippiest in history versus the drippiest of today. Vegito lands a kick, weaves the uppercut, but gets caught by a kick to the stomach. He comes back with his own barrage of attacks, then Brody grabs this man by the head and hits him with a WWE takedown. Like, damn, these boys are duking it out. This is A1 boxing at its finest, and that's why Dragon Ball is goated, because not many shows actually have characters that can box. Like, come on. But as you can see, Vegito has been studying the art of police brutality and has the suspect in a prime position to absolutely cook him. What will he do? A, shoot him. B, beat the shit out of him. Or C, the tweaker gets a second win. Wait, Zamasu starts spazzing out and decides that he will not be another statistic, so he throws Vegito off him and they get into a head-on clash. That gets cut short when Zamasu hits the meanest uppercut I done ever seen. Bro watched one too many of those Mike Tyson edits. Now my goat is down for the count, one of the iciest characters going out in the most sorry way, and the story ends as Zamasu goes in to finish him off. Nah, y'all really thought he was gonna go out like that? You should know by now that Vegito is
2 steps ahead. I am always 2 steps ahead.
Vegito looking like the copy ninja out there using Zamasu's own move. Bro really said, I think it looks much cooler on me. I know Zamasu was tight as hell. And he starts talking his shit too. I thought your VVS diamonds was glistening, but up close I can tell you got them shits off Temu, you broke bum. But brother responded simply by leaving the match. I mean, if I got my shit roasted as bad as he did, I would rage quit too. Cause having fake jewelry as a god is embarrassing, bro. Use some of that godly power to take a trip to the icebox. Little baby and them boys will get you right. Instead, my man's is over here crying.
Are you serious right now, Bo?
Bro got roasted so bad that he defaulted to crying. And this is why Dragon Ball Super is trash, because the only real villain we get this entire series is crying over absolutely nothing. Even the main character is feeling sorry for this bum. It ain't his fault he can't afford real jewelry. Get your money, much funny up. But regardless, this dude starts crashing out over his fake jewelry and hits the Mario mushroom power-up and gets twice as big as before. My boy looking like a boss straight out of Dark Souls. Too bad it's not Elden Ring, or else I would have pulled out my twin, aka the Mimic tier. And he is way better than Big Raga the Opstoppa. But y'all not ready for that conversation. Now we cut to Trunks getting his sword back from his girl Mai, and he realizes that this is his world and that he should be the one to end this fight.
I don't understand why you even did this to yourself. This made you look so fucking stupid.
Brother, what on earth are you talking about? Without your pops and the greatest MC of all time, what were you gonna possibly do? I am sorry to break it to you, but you are the Sakura of the operation, and it is okay, because sometimes you have to fill that role. You have to realize that you are a side character. You were never destined for greatness from the start. There is a reason you and your master Gohan been getting cooked for years. Neither of y'all are that guy.
You're not that guy.
But Zamasu and Vegito are going at it, and Vegito is pushing it back with a flurry of punches. Zamasu tries to return the favor, but Vegito weaves it no problem, then proceeds to give him a clean 3-piece combo and sends him into the wall. But he said,
shut the fuck up, nigga, and watch this goddamn combo.
He isn't done yet, so he charges up his ult spit to try and finish Zamasu off once and for all. Instead, he came out the smoke posing for the gram. Like, bro, the fate of the universe is on the line, and you're worried about how the hoes are gonna react to the drip? Some of y'all like my boy right here too, making women the #1 priority in everything. Like, buddy, you ever ponder if there was anything else important in this life? Because I promise you, getting some cooch ain't gonna solve your problems, my guy. And Vegito clearly agrees with me too, because he teleports to Zamasu and punches him right in his dome. But it turns out the Patara earrings they got were from Temu, so they ended up defusing a whole ass hour early. Zamasu is overjoyed. He's like, oh nah, I'm really about to cook y'all now. Hit these boys so hard they bounce right back up. Except before he could finish them off, this fraud Trunks clutches up. Even Goku and Vegeta couldn't believe their eyes. Had these boys absolutely flabbergasted. This dude Trunks might just prove the fraud allegations wrong. Oh nah, Ryan Garcia is the king of the crash out dummies. For the last 3 months, he's been convincing everyone that he should probably be in a straitjacket with all the antics he's been pulling. From claiming he was kidnapped and took into the Bohemian Grove to watch heinous things, all the way to being drunk at the press conference saying outrageous shit.
Oh, I'm gonna go flirt with your mama. Ooh. Yeah, I want some of your mama. I want your mama now. You mother. Don't talk about my mom before I would. Yeah, that fear coming in your mouth like a dog. I'll put my in your mouth. Hey, pause, no Diddy.
What did he say?
And I'm gonna be honest, I wanted my brother in Christ to win, but I thought Devin the Pillow Hands Danny would win another boring decision, especially since his fighting style involves a lot of dancing around and camping behind his jab. But no, crash out dummy Ryan came out the first round swinging and had Haney wobbling. He damn near took him out the first round. They called Devin the Dream, but Garcia almost had him dreaming. Then Devin was pulling out his best Khabib impression and was hugging onto Ryan for dear life. Like butter might be a little fruity because this is all he was doing. And I don't blame him, because if he did not do that, it would have been a first round decapitation. And my god, did I forget I mentioned how hard this ref was trying to save Devin Haney from waking up to a Pop Smoke concert? Because anytime Garcia was close to stopping Haney, the ref was moving like 2018 LeBron and hoeing him. Deducted the point from Ryan for hitting Haney when he was the one giving this man a bear hug every time he got rocked. But anyways, in round 7, Crash Out King Ryan struck again, hitting his fabled left hook FN, knocking Devin Haney down for the first time in his career. I thought he was cooked right here. Ryan had him on all fours praying that the ref would come save him, but he was not built for this. And this whole fight reminded me of Ollie versus Sonny Liston, because just like Ollie, they both were acting crazy during the build up to the fight. Both knocked their opponents down and had 2 of the coldest picks I done ever seen. Like Ryan Garcia's redemption arc gotta be studied, because he went from being absolutely embarrassed by Tank Davis to arguably being the face of the division, fighting anyone and everyone they give him, let alone the fact that he wasn't even taking this serious. Brody came into the fight 3 pounds overweight and was drinking a beer on the scale. This is the definition of I don't give a f. Clearly it didn't matter though, because in round 10, Ryan spammed his left hook, Haney blocks the right, backs up, then Ryan hits him with a jab, follows up with the right, comes back with his left, clipping Devin Haney in the jaw. Now we got him stretching. Ryan got him on the ropes, comes with the right, then spams that left hook again, knocking Devin Haney down for the 2nd time during this fight. And look at this man. Even when he's down, he's trying to hug Ryan's legs. Like he ain't come to box. He came to touch Garcia. Pause. Then in the very next round, they're both in the clinch. Haney tries throwing his right, but he got that Stormtrooper aim, so he whiffs the shot. But Garcia was not missing tonight. Lands the right, then clips him with another left hook. Had his eyes rolling back, same way mine do when shawty... My bad, I got a little carried away. But he gets knocked down for a 3rd time, looking up at Ryan with his eyes swollen with a busted lip. Crash Out Dummy Ryan was not joking when he said he was going to put the fear of God into him, because he was looking up at bro absolutely bewildered. He looked like he was about to cry. Now, nothing crazy like this happened again in the final round, but in the last 20 seconds of the fight, this menace Ryan Garcia starts emoting on Haney, hitting the Billy bounce and calming it up with a left. Brody was out here hitting trick shots, and I know Devin Haney was tight. Then he starts hitting the Curry shimmy for no damn reason while giving this man a devious ass grin. But other than one of the judges scoring the fight a draw, which made absolutely no sense, and I mean it was 420, but even a crackhead could recognize Garcia flipped this boy over like a Krabby Patty and gave him the butt whooping of his life. But Ryan won by majority decision, solidifying him as one of the greatest crash outs the sport has ever seen. And I think he's proved that a rematch with Tank Davis at 140 could be a fight that has to be made. So after Sukuna dealt with the special grade Yuji and the gang were fighting, he's like, yo, boy, we can switch back now. Hello, I know you're in there, brat. But Yuji wasn't switching back, and this is where Sukuna realizes Yuji is in a deeper sleep than Justin Gaethje at UFC 300. Look at this devious ass smile. You already know my boy is on BT. Bad timing. But Megumi outside over here chilling, being emo as shit. Like, bro, you gotta lighten up. You're scaring the hoes away. How me and you gonna go on a 2-man when you moving like this? Gotta respect the all black fit though, I can't lie. Looking like John Wick up in this bitch. But anyways, he senses that the special grade was taken down and he was hella suspicious suspicious because he did not have faith in Yuji to clutch out the win. So we trying to figure it all out, and where did Sukuna come from? Bro was moving like Batman.
I'm not hiding in the shadows. I am the shadows, Megumi.
Shut your lame ass up, nigga.
This is how things are gonna go. I'm gonna whoop your ass and go massacre everyone else in this city. But before that, I'm gonna take my shirt off.
Treat me like white tees. Don't get me dirty.
So after my boy is done making a thirst trap on TikTok, he rips Yuji's heart out of his body so that if he tried to switch back, he would die. Megumi over here like, oh nah, this man is a D1 crash out dummy. He will do anything it takes to groom this man, looking like EDP out here. And to kick things off, Megumi summons his burst Shikigami to help him fight Sukuna. And Sukuna's over here locking in, slicking his hair back, trying to look like a smooth criminal while dishing out these ass whoopings. But bro was on his drunken master timing because he is effortlessly weaving Megumi with no problems, putting my boy into the spin cycle. He got him dizzy. Now his bird spins back to sneak Sukuna because y'all gotta remember, this is JJK. We don't respect the ones around here. We jumping. Regardless though, he is weaving both Megumi and his Shikigami at the exact same time, looking like UI Goku, and Megumi tries to follow up with another combo. Sukuna blocks his left, 360 dodges his right, catches his leg kick with one arm, ducks the other one, weaves all of these punches, then grabs Megumi to bring him face to face just to tell him,
Yo, boy, you moving like Celtic Shacks right now. Washed.
Then backhands this man in the most disrespectful way possible. And he's looking at him the same way I look at bro when I don't got money to pay for my food. A man's gotta eat somehow. But anyways, Megumi sends out his snake Shikigami, catching Sukuna by surprise, taking him up into the air so that the snake and the bird can jump Sukuna. And they were getting a few blows in, I'm not gonna lie. But Sukuna got the biggest smile on his face, looking like he enjoying all of this, like the sick he is. Then bursts out the snake, killing him, spawns behind Megumi and throws this man like a football half across the map. As he's flying through the air, Megumi opens his eyes just to see this man Sukuna hitting a soccer knee slice celebration before absolutely booming him into these buildings. Megumi hits his satellite, propelling him back up into the air just for Sukuna to teleport, hitting him with the left hand of God, sending him through approximately 45 buildings, causing more property damage than the Avengers on a regular Tuesday. But Megumi's twin swoops in to save him from any further beating. And on a real note though, Sukuna has been putting the pause on this boy up to this point. He looking like John Jones out there, just mercilessly dominating him. Sukuna wasn't gonna let him get away though. He pulls out the crash out dummy signature, aka the double hammer fist, sending him and the Shikigami into this building. Now, nothing really crazy happened after this, other than Yuji switching back with Sukuna and deleting himself from the world. Oh, hell nah. Ain't no way you don't got Spotify Premium, my boy. My apologies, sir. Money's been real tight recently and nothing. I'm not gonna be driven around by a brokey. I'm out. Shit, where the hoes at though? So this wannabe scorer with a volcano head pulls up on Gojo out of nowhere and is immediately trying to throw hands with my boy. I already know Gojo was tight, told Shorty that he was on his way, but now we gotta deal with this ugly, holeless creature. You know what I'm saying? That's tough! Jogo attacks Gojo with his mini volcanic eruption and is over here laughing and smiling like he really dissed him, just to see this man chilling. If anything, he looks like he's amused, cracking his knuckles with that grin on his face. And you only see this with these light skins, always trying to be extra with everything they do. You'll catch one of them doing the simplest tasks, wondering if they're making a thirst trap. Jogo spawns in these Pokemon looking insects and sends them straight at Gojo. But my boy did not do his research because most of y'all already know, but Gojo possesses the limitless technique, which basically means he can put an infinite space between him and his opponent. Like Brody literally has aura, and I must got infinity too, the way I put infinite space between me and these bitches. I'm never gonna get a girlfriend. But anyways, Gojo survives his attack, but Jogo pushes forward regardless, taking Gojo's head off, then proceeds to give this man back shots. And Jogo's walking away like one of those windscreens in a fighting game, thinking he looked cold as hell with them fake ass grills. You are not Duke Dennis, my guy. The smoke clears up and my light-skinned king is standing there dusting himself off. And the face this man Jogo makes tells the whole story. This is the face of a man who knows he's cooked. He's done for. He might as well flip himself over, season himself up, and get on the grill because he is about to get fried. And Gojo's like, hey, come here, man. Let me show you why you can't touch me. I promise I won't bite. Jogo says F it and come close to him and sees that he really can't touch him. See? The same way no baddie wants to touch you. But if you want, you can touch me.
Oh, hell nah.
Hit this man so hard he had him spitting blow, his neck snapped back and everything. Then gave this man a 3-for-3 combo with a leg kick at the end of it, trying to break the record for giving someone CTE as fast as possible. But Gojo said, hold on, let me cook. Puts one finger up and hits this man with red, sending him into the forest through all these trees. Gojo is looking lucky that he's the strongest, because if he was some regular Joe Smo, I know for a fact the Lorax would have came out and beat his ass for his acts of terrorism to this forest. But you know what? It's Gojo, so it makes sense. But Jogo hit in this goofy ass run just for Gojo to smack him with the cleanest left I done ever seen, looking like Alex Pereira out there. And Jogo is trying to run away for dear life, but gets tackled out of midair and starts getting dragged across the ground like a mop. Look at Brody's face. He got that "I should have thought twice before I did this." Kicks my king off of him and tries to counter with a blast. But come on, we already been over this. If you try to hit Gojo, he is not gonna be there. Teleports behind him, charging up a leg kick that could give anyone permanent paralysis, and yeets this man all the way into the lake. Brody was laying there like he just got post-nut clarity. Dog, it ain't that serious. All you gotta do is He gets up and is just dead confused because Gojo was nowhere to be seen. But really, he just went and got his little bro Yuji to witness his D1 ass whooping he was dishing out to Jogo. Yo, sensei, where am I and what the is wrong with his head? And he's like, oh nah, why would you bring a weakling that could slow you down against me? You're really trying to get packed up right now. Nah, you weak as shit. Brody literally erupts from his head top and starts throwing a temper tantrum. He really like one of them dudes in game chat that takes the your mom jokes too seriously and leaves the party. But anyways, at this point, Jogo has no path to winning other than to expand his domain. So he hits this. So Jogo's domain expansion is a fiery volcano. Yeah, what a shocker. But my king explains how in a domain, all techniques and attacks are guaranteed to hit, no matter what. And Yuji's over here like, oh nah,
there's no way out of this one.
But Gojo really said, anything you can do, I can do better than you, and takes his blindfold off, then busts out a domain expansion of his own. And Jogo is being flooded with an unlimited amount of information. Had his brain on E hidden this. Now he's in this void chilling until Gojo comes up from behind him and palms his bald ass. Which I guess he's not really bald since he's got a volcano for a head, but then he proceeds to decapitate this boy without a second thought, looking like a windscreen in a video game. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another video. And before the video gets started, I just want to thank y'all for 1,000 subscribers. It truly means a lot to me, and I appreciate all the support. I'm looking forward to make big things happen this year, so if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. But enough yapping, let's get right into the video. So to give y'all a quick rundown, Frieza survived his battle against Goku on Namek, and he was pissed off because he got mollywopped by him. So he decides he's gonna go blow up his hood, aka the Earth, and pulls up with his dad to eradicate the Z Fighters. Except a mysterious figure shows up, and that mysterious figure was Trunks. And right out the gates, he's talking his shit. Boy, what happened to your face? Goku messed you up that bad, huh? Like, damn, you ain't pulling no hoes looking like that. Oh, shut your ass up. I know you're not talking about pulling hoes with that zesty ass middle part, let alone having purple hair. Shit, I thought you were a girl. Frieza wasn't taking Trunks seriously, so he sent his goon to do the job for him, and he scans Trunks to see what his power level is, and it only goes up to 5. So this wannabe Piccolo was feeling himself. He thought he was about to have free eats. He pulls out the AA-12 with the switch on it and starts trying to beam Trunks, but Trunks been in the lab playing that Tekken 8 because my man was spamming the perfect parries on the Ki Blast, no problem. And Brody was so shocked at this. He was making the same face I made when the 10 out of 10 5'3" Latina rejected me. Trunks wastes no time and runs up on him, doming him right in the jaw, sending him into the ship. Like bro most probably broke his spine alongside his jaw. He may never walk again. But the other goons were like, oh hell no, we ain't gonna let that slide. Jump his ass. They jump towards each other and all we see are these flashes in the dark. Then we see this man Trunks locked in with his eyes closed. I saw this and I knew he was in the zone like Michael Jordan in Game 7 of the finals. And he absolutely folded every single one of them without even breaking a sweat. The last soldier backing up, cowering in fear. He was not trying to meet the same fate. But friendly fire was turned on and Frieza runs him through anyways. Like bro, what are you doing? That is your teammate. Even though he's as useful as Sakura, that is still your man's regardless. But Frieza was impressed. He's like, I apologize, I wasn't really familiar with your game. Too bad I can't say the same thing about that haircut of yours. It looks like you got a cut on a crafting table because that shit don't look right. And Trunks is like, you ain't gonna say that when I turn Super Saiyan. You wanna talk shit about my hairline? Wait till he sees this. Trunks gotta have one of the coldest entrances in the entirety of the show because this man has pulled up and immediately made an impact. And while he was transforming into a Super Saiyan, he was giving this man Frieza flashbacks to Goku whooping his ass. Had that permanent PTSD. He could literally hear Goku talking in his vision. Frieza, you get no hoes, pussy. Like, oh nah, this is the man they call the terror of the universe. They're gonna have to change his nickname to Terrified of the Universe because my boy has lost his aura. And after he's done having his episode, he just straight up panics panics and blasts Trunks before he could do anything. He starts chatting shit with his dad, only to notice he was still standing there unscathed. Had my boy over here like, how, Sway? Tries to hit Trunks again, but this time he makes his attack way stronger, which made no difference whatsoever, since Trunks blocked it, then deflected it away from him. And I was watching this thinking to myself, are you dumb? Because let me get this straight. You fought Goku at your full power and lost. Then Trunks comes along, who is also a Super Saiyan, and you think some sorry Ki Blast is gonna pack my boy up? Like, bro, Frieza's fall off gotta be studied. I ain't ever seen nothing like it. He moving like Vince Carter in his 22nd season. Just give it up. Hang your jersey in the rafters because
You are a loser. Simple. Accept it. Move on.
Hey, listen, old man, ain't you heard? We done with the 90s. You're gonna have to throw your best attack at me if you want a chance at winning. And Frieza's like, that's a great idea. Flies up into the air and literally pulls out the sun to throw at Trunks. Like, I beg your pardon? I swear, I would not survive if I was an anime character. You're telling me we boxing like regular people just for my opponent to throw the sun or the moon at me? What am I supposed to do? Shoot him? Brody's pulling out natural disasters on me. What could I possibly do?
That's some bullshit.
He throws a supernova at Trunks, then starts laughing like he really did something. You are not him. But as they're walking away, we get this. This man was really playing around and was palming Frieza's ultimate like it was a basketball. If this isn't aura, then I don't know what is. Too bad he was only moving like this for 2.5 episodes, but that's besides the point. He walks out of the crater while holding the supernova just for Frieza to blow it up with a Ki Blast. His dad starts glazing, saying, "Oh, Frieza, my glorious son, well done. Oh, I knew you wouldn't be able to be beaten by a monkey." Then the camera pans to Trunks, and this man starts throwing up his set. Like, I'm not even sure what he's repping, but it looked cold as hell. Except he did all that to send this small-ass Ki Blast. You could have just attacked him without doing all that, my guy. Frieza jumps up into the air and falls into Trunks' trap. He jumps out of nowhere with his sword in his hand, and look at this dude Frieza, absolutely petrified. His mom must have found the search history, because I've never seen someone look so distraught. Just for Trunks to hit this slash in midair. It was so clean, I had to play it 3 times.
Damn, you hit that nigga so hard to replay 3 different times.
Then absolutely violates him, dismembering his body, hitting this level 3 finisher just for the style points. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is how you introduce a character. Make him cold as hell and give him a little drip. This iconic formula has never failed since the dawn of time. So what did you expect? But after sending Frieza to the gulag, he sends his dad right along with him, showing no mercy. Like, bro's had 10 minutes of screen time and he's already squad wiping dudes left and right. And I would have covered the whole interaction between him and Frieza's dad, but who gives a shit about him? We smoking on his pack over here. And until next time, peace out. Oh, yo, we're back with another banger, ladies and gentlemen, and I know your boy has been mad inconsistent. But listen, after grasping onto dear life fighting against the stomach flu, I can confidently say that the vids are gonna start rolling out again. So enough yapping, let's get right into it. Universe 6 vs Universe 7, the tournament that would decide which hood was more gangster than the other. And today we are going to be talking about this particular matchup right here. Vegeta, the Prince of Four Saiyans versus Hit the Assassin. Now I know this Pia doesn't look like much of a threat, but trust me, this Thanos looking can do some damage. Now I'm not gonna lie, outside of the very last 2 fights of the tournament, this arc was just so damn boring and reminds me why some people really dislike Dragon Ball Super besides its really high highs. But other than that, the match starts and Vegeta immediately turns into Super Saiyan Blue, which Hit simply responds with putting his hands up and getting into a stance. And this made me really like Hit, because just like me, my boy is a southpaw, so I already knew he was gonna have them deadly jabs. But I guess we're about to find out, because Hit moves in on Vegeta for the first attack. Vegeta tries to counter, but he just catches a jab straight to the jaw, putting his sorry ass on the ground, which isn't gonna be the only time during this fight, so let's start keeping track. Vegeta gets up from the floor and is thinking to himself, then Vegeta hits this pose, and you know anytime he does something like this, he's about to receive a life-changing ass whooping, because he has never won a fight after pulling this out. Like, God bless his soul, but Akira Toriyama, brother, we couldn't have given this man 1 W when he pulls out a cold-ass pose like this, because literally right after he does this, he gets hit with another jab straight to the side of his neck. Brother was 1 centimeter away from having to talk to us through a tablet like my boy Stephen Hawking, but he was about to make that a reality, because this dude literally glides over to Vegeta and just starts straight up beating this man like a piñata. He left Vegeta's brain running on E, had this boy looking like he was having a Jimmy Neutron brain blast. Hit is really cold though, because if y'all haven't noticed, he hasn't used his other hand once. Like, oh nah, he's beating Vegeta's ass with just a jab. I can't imagine what his power hand would do. But Vegeta wasn't trying to find out, so he retreats and puts some distance between him and Hit so he can try to attack him from range with a ki blast. Except Hit just puts his hands in his pockets, posing for the gram. About to caption the post, stunning on the prince of all four sands. Little bro never stood a chance. Then hits this man Vegeta with a diabolical liver shot. Did my boy the same way Tank Davis did Ryan Garcia. But them liver shots are lethal, so you can't blame them. But we're gonna have to add that to the tally. And Vegeta's just getting disrespected at this point because he's getting embarrassed in front of his whole hood alongside his wife and kids. Like, nah, I would have packed my bags and switched universes. You would never see me again. Even Hits over here like,
hey, I'm not gonna lie. If I were you, I would just quit because I'm whooping your ass right now.
And this dude Vegeta still has the audacity to call himself the Prince of All Sands. Buddy, pack your bags because you're getting traded to the Shanghai Sharks after that one. So you better learn how to say ni hao real quick because there is no way out of this one. But with his final attempt, Vegeta powers up and charges Hit.
Are you dumb, stupid, or dumb?
Brother, the first few times you tried that, you ended up laying on your back in a fetal position, ready for mommy to come breastfeed you. You would think that you might have to switch things up, but it. If it's broke, don't fix it. And as expected, Vegeta gets hit with another mean liver shot, leaving my boy gasping for air like a fish out of water. Except he proves me wrong and pulls out a 9,000 IQ plate and grabs it so that he can't move around or use his time skip. Now, when I saw this, I was like, oh nah, I'm about to be on one of those 10 times people were proven wrong moments. I didn't think Vegeta had it in him because he's been getting ragdolled like a toddler for the entirety of this fight. But as quick as I got excited, I got disappointed just as fast because he gets gut checked again. Like, look at that. I mean, just look at that. That punch right there, without a doubt, rearranged his guts. Same way I would rearrange. My bad, guys. Let me not get too carried away. But earning his third and final knockdown, Hit successfully knocks out Vegeta. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have much to say. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Vegeta got his freaking ass whooped. And for the Vegeta fanboys out there, don't worry. I'll eventually cook up something for y'all. Sports betting, one of the most prevalent things in our society today, with multiple apps all allowing you to gamble your money on professional athletes.
What the fuck?
It's pretty simple. If LeBron is given a 25.5 points under over, well, you just pick under or over, and you pick a minimum of 2 players for a parlay. If the player is hit, then you get a payout which can depend on how much you put in. Sounds pretty easy, right? Well, you're wrong. Because that's the same damn thing I said before getting into it. I remember seeing my friends making bets on the NBA, and when they would lose, I would clown on them saying if I started betting, I wouldn't lose. Because in my head, I'm thinking, oh yeah, sports betting is easy. I've been watching the NBA for years, and I've even played a little ball, so there's no way I can lose. So sure enough, I go to the app store, download Prize Picks, and I was off to the races. In the first day of having the app, I made 10 bets. I do not know why, but just the process of making the bets was so fun to me for no reason. But you want to know how many of my bets actually hit? 1. That's right, only 1 bet hit. I was on the verge of crashing out, ready to take my rage out on society, and it didn't make it better that my friend was clowning me while showing me all the bets he hit that day. Now granted, I only do $5 bets because I'm not Mr. Beast. Although I could be one day if you hit the sub button and like the video. You know what, while you're at it, hit the notification bell. Please, I'm desperate. Now I'm down $50 and only $20 left in my bank account. Now any regular human being would take their L and never bet again. But me?
I'm cut from a different cloth. I'm a different breed to most. They don't make men like me anymore.
Yeah, so I dumped whatever I had left in my bank account into my Prize Picks account because something told me that this would be the start to a legendary betting streak that would lead me to wealth that rivals Elon Musk. I placed my bets fully ready to cash out and prove my friends wrong. And instead I ended up losing all by the end of the week. $100 down the drain, broke flat. Like I am telling you, bro, this is how they get you. They make you think it's easy money and that you could easily hit a 2-man just for you to lose your bet by 1 point because Evan Mobley doesn't want to make a free throw. I'm still mad about that one. And tell me why a player will be having their best season ever, averaging career highs, just absolutely balling out, and the one time you place a bet on them, they become the homie with the chromie and absolutely sell your shit. Because I bet 10 rebounds over on this bastard Wembenyama. This 7'4" giraffe. Bro can literally dunk a basketball without jumping. And when I checked his previous 10 games, he was having like 12, 14 rebounds in each game, as he should. Then when I bet on this useless piece of crap, he gets 4 rebounds. 4!
This nigga is trash.
How is it even possible to only grab 4 rebounds in a 48-minute NBA game at the height of 8'10"? Bro, when I opened up my app and I saw that he didn't hit, I was completely and utterly flabbergasted. I literally had to wipe my eyes because I legitimately thought that I had bet on Muggsy Bogues by accident. And that is retired. But no. It was this bastard right here.
Huh? Hey, yo, what the fuck?
But besides that, another thing about sports betting that you should know is you must throw any sports knowledge you have out the window, because that shit do not matter. And the prime example of this is when me and my friend who has no knowledge at all how American football works bet on the Super Bowl, and his bets hit and mine didn't. Now, I'm not some football genius or a football connoisseur, but I know enough where I feel confident enough to make bets. But when I tell you my friend had no idea what was going on, I literally had to explain to this dude throughout the whole game all the ins and outs of how the game works. He didn't even know the difference between a rushing yard and a passing yard.
You stupid.
And speaking of betting on sports you have never watched or even have a clue how they work, you know your gambling addiction is getting bad when you start doing this, because you'll be betting on a League of Legends match with no idea how it works. Just gotta pray these musty Discord mods don't ruin your parlay. And this is what gambling in general is. You're just hoping to win, and even if you do, if you've been gambling long enough, you're still down overall. Like, you'll finally hit one of your bets, just remember you're still down a few $100. At least until you finally go up.
Oh, Mr. Persistent, what are you talking about? Didn't you lose all your money like most people do gambling?
Oh, little Billy, you couldn't be more right, but you also couldn't be more wrong, because that's only one side of gambling. The side where most people fall, lose all their money, family, relationships. But that, my friend, is a 99% of people who stop before they go up. You see, I may have been broken by Prize Picks, but I hadn't gambled in a real casino yet. Because the very same week, I left to go to a tournament over the weekend and things changed pretty fast. Now, to give some context, my teammates and I arrived at our hotel exhausted. We go put up our bags in our room thinking this is where the night was going to end. Next thing we know, we enter our other teammate's room, and I am not exaggerating, this is how it felt walking in there. Because I walk in there and my entire team that consists of 15 people are in there. I mean, there is a whole ass function going down. So long story short, the boys were like, let's go to the casino and gamble. And of course, me being down $100 said, yes, this is my chance to go back up. So that's what we did. We went to the casino and the rest is history, my friend. I started with $25 on the blackjack table. I walked out that bitch for 500, up 400 overall. After that, I was feeling like $1 million, I'm not gonna lie. But that didn't really last long since I ended up blowing it all on food while we were there. But that, my friends, is gambling in a nutshell. You're either barely up and end up losing it all, or you're down with no way out. And on a real note, do not gamble. It is one of the most degenerate things you can do. I got lucky and went up, but you might not be. Like one of my friends who was down like 5 bands or
I would start laughing right there on the spot, getting eliminated from the tournament. But instead, Jiren hits him with a double drop kick straight to his gut, trying to inflict as much damage as possible. Like, Brody did not need to do all that. So we start off with this man Jiren blocking both of Hit's attacks, then he twirls him around like a goddamn ballerina. But he recovers and starts pulling out his time skip shenanigans, avoiding all of Jiren's attacks. And the fight just started, but I already know it's finna be heat. Got 2 of my favorite characters from Super going toe-to-toe. And speaking of my favorite characters, Hit's gotta be up there. It's a shame that we really didn't get to see much at all during the tournament. I just always found his fighting style and time skip ability to be cool as hell. On top of the fact, my man is an assassin. So if you don't mess with him, then you can get the f out of here. But anyways, now they were staring each other down until Hit tried to sneak up behind Jiren with his time skip ability, which he countered without even batting an eye. Like, bro saw him use his ability once and started moving like Lethal Shooter, downloaded the data and everything. As Hit charged back in trying to punch Jiren, he weaved out the way no problem. And look at the way he was looking at his arm. Bro just straight up looked disappointed, like he expected more out of him. Then he counters Hit with his right, pushing him back, proceeds to Mario jump his leg sweep as Hit looks up to see this man hitting the Sonic Spin Dash in midair. And if I was Hit in this situation and I saw this 350-pound slab of meat doing spins in the air, I would start laughing right there on the spot, getting eliminated from the tournament. But instead, Jiren hits him with a double drop kick straight to his gut, trying to inflict as much damage as possible. Like, Brody did not need to do all that.
You're doing too much!
But as they continued to fight with each other, it became more obvious that Jiren was on a whole nother level, because this man here was spamming his time skip like there was no tomorrow, and Jiren was countering him every single time without fail, until eventually he went on the offensive, barraging Hit with these attacks, finishing it off with a Spartan kick right through his guard, sending him flying. And at this point, Universe 6 was sweating straight bullets, because if their number one hitter was getting absolutely ragdoll like this, then they were without a doubt gonna get erased, which Caulifla recognized this and was like, hey, I ain't gonna lie, he is getting cooked. We gotta jump in and save his ass. Nah, not yet. We gotta let him cook. Plus, this is Dragon Ball. We not supposed to jump. You ain't checked the script? Then we cut to Hit in this dish, struggling to get up, looking like he got Parkinson's, fist shaking and everything. Brody was not ready for this type of pressure. He had the whole fate of Universe 6 lying on his shoulders, but he was able to get this shockwave off, headed right towards Jiren, and to no surprise, he hit the King Baldwin, blocking it with no problem. Just straight aura. Except he only threw that attack out as a distraction so that he could time skip right behind Jiren. And I take back what I said earlier, because just like Jose Mourinho, my boy does not feel the pressure as he strikes Jiren right in the heart before he even had time to counter his attack, pushing him all the way back to the edge of the platform. Had Champa's fat ass over here hyped as hell, thinking he might be able to live another day to go eat McDonald's. Like, bro, get your ass on a treadmill, my guy.
Woke up, I looked at the computer said, Floyd said, T.I. Nelly 50. I'm like, what did he say me for?
Now, y'all are probably thinking, how does this one punch from Hit change anything? He'd been getting his ass whooped for the majority of the fight. Well, luckily for you, my friends, I have a PhD in anatology and a minor in anime combat. So let me break it down for you. Basically, throughout the duration of the fight, Hit was storing up time every time he would use his time skip ability. And Hit did this so that when he finally struck Jiren, he could constrain this man to a time prison. And we're talking a life sentence here. He is never seeing the light of day ever again. But unfortunately for Hit, things like time and space don't apply to him. So regardless of being constrained, he kept on walking forward like a man on a mission, showing off the indomitable human spirit. And I know for a fact my boy Hit was over here stressing watching this man walk towards him, because this was his last resort. If this don't work, Universe 6 is cooked. They finna have to rely on Kappa to carry them.
Okay, we are cooked. Yeah, we are absolutely cooked, chat. GG.
Now, as a last-ditch effort, Hit puts everything he has into one final attack in hopes of knocking this man Jiren out of the tournament as he jumps right at him. But right before he was able to land his attack, Jiren blocked it by simply staring at it. Like, what? How hard do you have to stare at something to stop it completely in its tracks? This is the type of eye contact I wish I could have while talking to a female. I'm sick. But Jiren breaks out of the time prison and immediately starts throwing hands with this man Hit, pushing him back and combos up with these 5G wireless punches. Like, I didn't know Verizon was offering this in their plan, leaving Hit under a bunch of rubble. And this man Jiren was bloodthirsty, because as soon as Hit got up, he hit this man with a key blast headed straight for elimination. And of course, he had to be theatrical with it, hitting this dramatic finish.
Dramatic finish!
I'm right there, nigga. I'm right there, nigga. I'm right there.
Now that pretty much wrapped things up, and I know I usually post longer videos, but I really want to try posting more consistently, so I decided to cover this before covering the Goku vs Jiren fight, since that's probably gonna be a 20-minute long video. So if you're interested in seeing that, then make sure to hit that sub button, and until next time, stay persistent.
Bulletproof.